Croeso ifanc yr eglwys, hen faes cystadleuaeth newydd sbon ac ymhen rhyw ddwy awr. Croeso ifanc yr eglwys, hen faes cystadleuaeth newydd sbon ac ymhen rhyw ddwy awr mi fydd enw cyntaf ar y tlws yma, cwpan Super Rygbi Cymru. Ond y cwestiwn mawr, pwy fydd yn dathlu, a Ebbw neu Llandovery?
Mae Llandovery wedi ffrwydro ar lwyfan Super Rygbi Cymru. Yr ongl yna yn anhygoel, yn perffaith. Rownd y tu allan, cais o'r safon ucha i Ebbw.
Wel, Ebbw Llandovery yn derbyn llawer o gefnogaeth lleol, ond mae nifer o'r dwyrain wedi gwneud y taith. Mae lot o nhw yma cyn fi ar fanc yr eglwys pnawn yma, oherwydd mae noson hyfryd, mae noson fwyn, mae noson gilet, os chi'n Tom Hancock, sy'n eisiau coti yn ni, hen gyfaill Ifan Phillips a chyfaill newydd Tom Hancock. Am y tro cyntaf yn ymuno ni ar y raglen, ond ti ddim yn gyfaill newydd i Llandovery. Cyn hyffordd o'r lle yma, ti'n hyfforddi Pontypool a Academi'r Dreigiau nawr, ond ti'n nabod lot o wynebau a ti'n gwybod be mae chlysur fel hon yn golygu?
Ydw, lot o wynebau cyfarwydd lawr yma, nabod y car, nabod y clwb a'r cefnogwyr i gyd yn edrych mlaen, fi'n siŵr yma chlysur i'w gofio eto.
A maen nhw'n anelu am ei 5 tlws i fan, ers 2016, felly fydda'r tîm cartre yn llawn hyder.
Ie, yn sicr, a fi'n credu bod perffaith hawl gyda nhw fod yn llawn hyder hefyd. Gen mae hyder yn dod o gael tystiolaeth, bod chi yn gallu perfformio ar y lefel ucha, a yn y blynyddoedd diwethaf sy'n neb gyda mwy o tystiolaeth na Llandovery. Maen nhw wedi gwneud tro ar ôl tro, a os chi'n edrych ar rai o'r chwaraewyr sy'n yn y garfan, Berian Watkin, Lee Rhys, mae chwaraewyr di Rhys sy'n perfformio ar y lefel yma, felly fi'n siŵr bydd nhw'n dawel bach yn weddol hyderus.
Ie, yn gwybod sut i reoli achlasuron enfawr. Un arall sy'n gwybod sut i lwyddo, Tom Hancock, o ti'n gwisgo lliwiau Llandovery pan enillon nhw'n ôl yn 2022, a wedyn blwyddyn yn hwyrach, enilloch chi'r cwpan a'r gyngrair.
Do, dau dymor llwyddiannus iawn y dau diwetha. Llandovery fel oedd Ifan yn gweud llawn, carfan llawn rili o foes sydd wedi profi llwyddiant ar y lefelau yma, a fi'n siŵr bydden nhw'n teimlo llawn hyder i falle cael tlws arall yn y banc heno.
Dylse fe hwn dipyn o gêm o ystyried bod Ebbw yn ail yn y gyngrair, a maen nhw wedi ennill ma'n barod, eleni.
Ie, yn sicr, fi'n credu bydd Ebbw yn dod i'r gêm a heno yn llawn hyder, a bydd nhw'n edrych mlaen i thaflu bel o gwmpas, achos fel nes i sôn, maen nhw wedi ware ar y tomen. Mae'n barod, mae Lenny, a maen nhw wedi cael y fuddugoliaeth, felly fi'n siŵr yn seicolegol bydd hwnna'n hoben fawr i nhw. Wel,
mae'n gystadleuaeth newydd, mae hefyd yn gyfle i ennill tlws cyntaf tymor. Sut yn union ni wedi cyrraedd y pwynt yma? Wel, cafodd y 10 tîm sy'n cystadlu yn Super Rygbi Cymru ei rannu fewn i 2 grŵp. Chwaraeodd y tîmau mewn round robin, 2 gêm gartre, 2 gêm oddi cartre, yna cyfle i'r ddau dîm oedd ar y brig i gwrdd yn y rownd derfynol. Llandovery orffennodd ar mwyaf o bwyntiau, felly dyma pam i ni ar y banc yr eglwys heno. A ti'n amlwg yn hyfforddi yn y gystadleuaeth yma. Be ti'n neud o'r fformat newydd?
Fformat diddorol. Fi'n credu felly byddai'r pobl sy'n hoffi cystadleuaeth cwpan mwy traddodiadol falle yn well yn y welch os chi'n ennill, chi'n mynd trwyddo, os chi'n colli chi mas. Ochr bositif, mae pob clwb wedi cael mwy o gemau oherwydd y gystadleuaeth. Falle yn y fformat le un yn mynd trwyddo mewn pŵl o 5. Fi'n credu os chi wedi colli'r un neu 2 gêm gyntaf, mae'n teimlo fel tyma bach o dead rubber fel maen nhw'n gweud ar gyfer y trydydd a'r 4edd gêm. Falle mae hwnna'n rhywbeth i'r undeb i edrych yn ar gyfer blwyddyn nesaf. Right,
wel, mi fydd Llandovery llawn cymhelliant heno. Dyn nhw ddim wedi bod mewn ffeinal ers 27 mlynedd. Dyma'r tîm i chi, dyma'r chwaraewyr sydd wedi teithio. Joe Franchi, capten y clwb, yn neud ymddangosiad rhif 200 heno yma wrth ochr ei frawd wrth gwrs, Dom Franchi. Mae fe'n chwarae gêm rhif 150 am noson i'r brodyr lleol. Y ddau wedi ei magu a'i tyfu lan wrth gwrs yn Llandovery, a wedyn Evan Lloyd, trydydd ar restr pwyntiau cwpan Super Rygbi Cymru, felly bydd e'n edrych i arwain y tîm tuag at y tlws na heno, ac yn gynharach fe gath Ifan Phillips cwmni'r 2 frawd.
Diolch i chi, a'n cadw cwmni fi, mae 2 frawd sy'n hen gyfarwydd gyda ware, gyda Llandovery. Joe Franchi, 200 o ymddangosiadau, a Dom Franchi, 150 o ymddangosiadau. First of all, a massive congratulations on reaching the milestone. How special is it to do that, especially with your brother?
Yeah, well, you know, any man who's playing for his local club will tell you 200 games is something special, but to do it alongside your twin is just extra special. Obviously, the 150 caps for Dom as well is a massive achievement from him. So, yeah, we're just looking to make some history for the club. You know, first final in 27 years, and we want to go one better than we did 27 years ago and lift that trophy.
You're in great form at the moment in the league and in the cup. Attacking this game, has anything changed going into this game?
No, nothing at all. You know, we like try and keep the focus on ourselves. Try and implement our game in tonight's game. You know, nothing really changes in terms of our process and our approach to the game. Yeah, there's something on the line tonight, but we just try and focus on ourselves and make sure we put our front foot forward first and foremost.
Thank you very much both. All the best tonight. It's a special occasion, so enjoy it. Cheers, guys. Dwi'n mynd off I edrych am prif fforddwr Llandovery, Jason Strange. Jason, you've already beat them earlier in the season. How much confidence can you take from that?
Yeah, the game up here, we played really well, and we were really pleased, not just with the result, but with the performance. But we know tonight's a different occasion. Llandovery are always going to be difficult on their home ground, and we're going to have to be at our best to win.
Not to put any more pressure on yourselves and the team, but it's been 27 years since Ebbw Vale lifted this cup. Does that pressure add anything to the occasion?
No, we've just got to worry about the present. You know, we can't do anything about the past, and we're thankful to be here. Really grateful for the team and how hard they've worked, and hopefully they'll get their rewards tonight against what's going to be a tough Llandovery team, but we'll give it a best shot.
Jason, thank you very much. All the best this evening. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Jason Strange fyna'n rhy garedig I weithio Ifan Phillips. Maen nhw wedi colli'r ffeinal na. Oedd e ar y cae yn erbyn Llanelli 27 mlynedd yn ôl. Ond mae dîm yn llawn bygythiadau. Sut mae stopo nhw heno?
Fi'n credu bod yn amlwg edrych yn syth ar Llandovery a gweld bod ochr gorfforol y gêm yn gryfder mawr. Mae'n defnyddio gêm gicio hir a chywir. Evan Lloyd I gael tiriogaeth, ennill y bil yn uchel nôl yn hanner y gwrthwynebwyr, a wedyn maen nhw'n mynd i'r sgarmau symudol a'r sgrym yn aml. So Joe a Dom yn hanfodol bwysig yn y ran na.
Ie, yn siarad am y sgarmes, Joe Franchi, 14 cais iddo fe, Ifan Phillips, 10 yn y gyngrair, 4 yn y cwpan. Yn amlwg mae pobl yn ymwybodol o'i bygythiadau, ond methu stopo nhw.
Ie, yn sicr fi'n cael mae Llandovery yn wir yn edrych am I pac nhw I roi nhw ar y drod flan, a'n enwedig gyda sgarmau symudol. Ni gyd yn gwybod fe mor bwysig yw'r ardaloedd gosod ar ardaloedd sylfaenol, a mae'r sgarmau symudol hynod ar bwerus i Ebbw, felly mae'n bwysig iawn bod Llandovery yn gwybod hynny, a mae swydd enfawr gyda'r pac i trael atal grym a pŵer pac Ebbw Vale.
Right, ni'n mynd i droi'n sylw at y tîm cartre. Fel ni'n gwybod, maen nhw'n anelu am eu trydydd teitl mewn 4 blynedd. Mae'n amser dda iawn i fod yn borthman.
Rhwng derfynol yr Indigo Prem. I bas arall i Rhys. Y cais gyntaf o'r ornes. Pen campwyr yr Indigo Prem ydi Llandovery, y porthwyn sydd yn dathlu. I Taylor Davies, na mae wedi cyrraedd hefyd. Wel, y dipyn o waith gyda'r bachwr i wneud. Y porthwyn, pen campwyr, cwpan uwch adran Cymru.
I Warren, gwaith i'r tîm y gaeth. A mae Rodri Jones yn ymestyn led y pen. Llandovery sy'n cipio uwch gyngrair Cymru am yr ail flwyddyn ynol.
Dyma'r tîm cartre chi, Jack Davies, felly y chwaraewr ifanc sy'n dychwelyd o'r Scarlet i wario Llandovery heno. Bydd y cefnwr heb os yn edrych mlaen i'r achlysur ar fanc yr eglwys. Taylor Davies, prif sgorio'r ceisiau y gyngrair tymor diwetha am frwydr felly rhwng y bachwyr sydd o'n blaenau ni. Ac ar y fanc mae Jack Maynard sy'n gobeithio gwneud ei 2 ganfed ymddangosiad i'r porthwyn. A Ross Evans yn ymuno â ni nawr. Cydbwysedd da trwy gydol y cwpan rhwng y profiadol a'r ifanc. Ond dyma chi, heno, ffeinal, beth wedi colli'n llawn hyder?
Ni getre, so mae chance dyn ni. Gobeithio mae'r boys wedi cael perfformiad ardderchog heno, fe eisiau hwnna.
Mae pac Ebbw, maen nhw'n hynod o brofiadol, hynod o bwerus. Fa mor bwysig yw i chi gallu treul atal grym a pŵer nhw yn wedig gyda'r sgarmau symudol na?
Gwmwys na'n pethau ffocws yr wythnos. Ti'n cael nhw mas o 20 i dechrau. Ond wedyn mae'n rhaid i delio gyda sgrym nhw a sgarmau symudol, mae'n arf mawr i nhw.
Chi'n enwog Eiros am ffordd ymosodol y chwarae, a sy'n rhywbeth yn newid hyn oherwydd bod hi'n ffeinal?
Na, mae'n bwysig iawn i ni bod ni'n reoli'r tempo'r gêm, mae bel yn symud a ni chi'n dangos beth i chi'n neud.
A ti wedi dod â chwaraewyr profiadol nôl. Pa mor agos mae'r tîm falle i'r 15 cryfa sydd ganddo chi?
Eitha agos, ond mae'n gret, mae boes ifanc wedi cael cyfle trwy'r campaign yma hefyd. A mae'n bwysig yn y ddau ar y fanc a gobeithio mynd i gefn i gweld cyfle nhw ar yno hefyd. Wel,
ni'n mynd i ddangos rhai o'r ceisiau ni wedi gweld trwy gydol y tymor. Na Tom Cyffwrth yno fe. Dyma'n union be ni'n mynd i weld mwy ohono i'r os hyn yma?
Na ffôn ni wario'r gêm, disgwyl symud y bel. Creuwyr ni eisiau dawnus, eisiau cael y bel yn dwylo nhw.
Mae tymor hir o'ch blaenau chi. Odi hyn o'n teimlo fel y cam cyntaf, tuag at mwy o lwyddiant?
Yn gwmws, mae'n bwysig ni gytre. Cael y tlws yma a wedyn disgwyl mlaen i gêm yn fawr sydd dod.
Eiros, diolch yn fawr. Gewn ni sgwrs gyda ti yn ystod y gêm, gobeithio. Right, ni wedi sôn falle am Llandovery yn ildio nifer o bwyntiau yn y gystadleuaeth yma. Ti'n disgwyl gweld rhywbeth tebyg o ystyried pa mor gywir mae Ebbw wedi bod?
Na, i fod yn onest, chi wedi edrych ar fel dosraniad oedran Llandovery wrth i nhw fynd trwy'r cystadleuaeth cwpa. Maen nhw wedi bod bach yn fwy ifanc, ond os ti'n edrych ar y tîm yn y dewis heddi, maen nhw'n llawn profiad, llawn boes sydd wedi chwarae gemau o'r safon yma o'r blaen. A fi'n credu, gyda'r profiad sydd yn tîm Llandovery, fi'n credu bod angen y gemau mawr yma i nhw i gael amddiffyn gyda'r angerdd yna sydd wedi cadw nhw'n llwyddiannus yn y gorffennol.
Right, diolch am y tro. Ein ffeinal gyntaf ni, ffeinal mawr Super Rygbi Cymru, munudau'n unig i fynd tan y gic gyntaf, felly mae'n bryd i ni ymuno a'n tîmau sylwebu. Rodri Gomer ac Ifan Phillips sydd gyda chi yn y Gymraeg, Dave Rogers a Tom Hancock are your commentators in English.
Good evening everyone and a welcome to a beautiful evening here in Llandovery. The Super Rygbi Cymru Cup Trophy will be awarded for the first time. It is a beautiful piece of glassware and Llandovery wanted to sit alongside the many pieces of silverware they picked up over the last couple of years. The Drovers are at home this evening and they're looking to extend the most successful period in the club's history, chasing their 4th trophy in 3 years after it began in 2022 and the Drovers secured their first league title For Ebbw Vale, the wait has been a little bit longer. Just their second cup final appearance in 27 years, which seems incredible for a club with such rich history. Alas, last time it was against Llanelli, the most successful club in the history of the Welsh Cup. 14 wins ahead of Cardiff and Neath. Well, Llandovery, they're level with Newport, Bridgend and Swansea with 3 cup triumphs. Today, they would move into 5th place overall, were they to be successful. That's the trophy that's up for grabs. Welcome to Churchbank. Ebbw Vale, the first out of the tunnel. And the team led out by the twins. Joe Franchi, who captains the team today on his 200th appearance, and his twin brother Dom, who starts in the centres on his 150th. A remarkable achievement by 2 men who epitomise what it is to be a steelman. Recent games against these two teams have been absolutely outstanding. Last time they met, Ebbw Vale victorious, 31 points to 28. As we take a look at the Llandovery team, it is similar, familiar faces all around. Adam Warren, 4 tries in the cup. Ed Scragg, the Llanelli Scarlet, in the engine room alongside Joe Powell. And Lee Rees, of course, captains this team, coming up to 250 appearances. On the bench, there's another landmark, Jack Maynard. 200th appearance for him as well. And don't worry, Llian Morgan and George McDonald, they've just swapped jerseys. Llian isn't covering scrum half tonight. As for Ebbw Vale, we've already mentioned the 2 Franchies, 350 appearances between them. Joe captaining the team, he's also been in outstanding try-scoring form. 14 in 17 games. Can he get another one tonight to help his team on the way to victory? Matthew Leon is the man in the middle, ably assisted by Adam Jones and Carwyn Sean. And we've actually got a TMO this evening in Jenny Davis as well. The Super Rygbi Cymru Cup Final is underway. Ebbw Vale receiving the ball in the green. Llandovery in those famous red and white stripes. And in 80 minutes, we will have a cup champion.
Yes.
Tell you the fastest man in the ground tonight is, it's probably Tom Hancock, because he's made his way up the stairs already. You're not out of breath and you're ready to go. And I'm not surprised, because this is a fascinating contest.
Yeah, this is a big one. 2 of the best teams in the competition over the last year or 2, ready to do battle at a great occasion here.
Early line-out ball, Llandovery's way, and the first chance to attack, delayed pass, good takedown low, and a good opportunity for a turnover as well. Superb.
Hands away, Red.
And there's Joe Franchi over the ball. First attack for Llandovery, first turnover.
Really strong tackle there from Dom Franchi, nice low chop. And his brother in over the ball. Hopefully that's something he can walk off in the next couple of minutes. We don't want to lose a great player like Dom so early in the contest.
Well, of course, you've been associated with Llandovery for so long and you've moved on. However, it's looking like Dom Franchi is being walked towards the touchline here. Hopefully, just a precautionary measure. However, it looks a little bit more serious than that. And if that is how his 150th appearance ends, then it's a terrible shame. But what remarkable servants those 2 brothers have been to this club and this league in the last few years.
Yeah, 2 fantastic servants and 2 really effective players still. That's a huge blow for Ebbw Vale. Nasty collision there as the replay show us. He'll be a huge loss for Ebbw Vale, and tactically now they have to readjust their back line.
Well, we can see from the replay there that it was a big head contact. He's replaced by Ian Evans, who himself wasn't sure that he'd be in the squad today. They made a last-minute decision. They brought 24. He made the choice in the warm-up. And he is into the game a lot earlier than he thought he might be. And Ebbw Vale, that strong scrum, wins the penalty.
Yeah, strong scrum from Ebbw Vale, something that they pride themselves on. That'll be a worrying one for Llandovery. Hopefully it's a one-off in terms of their perspective and not a trend, otherwise that will have a big influence on the way the game ends up.
Well, that was Matthew Leon communicating with Jenny Davis there, who is the TMO this evening. Over 70 caps herself as a Welsh international women's player. We're looking forward to their Women's Six Nations getting underway this weekend. Wales against Scotland, the first fixture. Sean Lynn's first game in charge. Now Joe Franchi finds his man. And Ebbw Vale up around halfway, go to work. Berrien Watkins has got himself in a good position there. Joe Powell needs to make his way round, and Berrien Watkins is sent on his way by Matthew Leon. So Harris up the tram lines, test for the Llandovery back three, and a good bit of footwork. And Harris has got back. Cian Abraham chasing that, the former Wales under-20. Good chase from him as well, and a little slip on the artificial surface. He's at Ebbw Vale, are back in their own half, but now some space on the edge. Sean Parry galloping up to halfway. Oh, brilliant counter. Llandovery never onside, and that's a couple of penalties conceded in the first few minutes.
Yeah, Llandovery will have gone into the game with a clear plan about their discipline to deny Ebbw Vale entries. We've seen their first line-up there was a 5+1 line-up which they've driven. They get an entry into the Llandovery half, and I expect them to apply pressure there as well. Worrying trend there, their tight head prop was on the edge of their defensive chain, which is something they'll have to try and adjust as the game moves on.
So that's obviously not part of the plan for the tight head to be out there. How does that happen, and how do you adjust that on the fly while the game's moving?
There's requirement
you've got to react
players
a little bit,
to respond to one another and see where they are, and maybe the more athletic boys who are more comfortable defending in wider channels need to spot the fact that Berrien or the other forwards are there and swap outside them to give that balance in the kick chase line.
Ebbw Vale in the Llandovery half for the first time. Harris, little short ball as they send the big men over the gain line. Some big ball carrying forwards for Ebbw Vale, but what they really need here is quick ball. Can Ryan Jenkins provide it? Sean Parry in behind him. Joe Franchi, first real carry for him with the scrum cap on. Now Evan Lloyd inside. And a little knock on there. And now Llandovery, they like to counter-attack. They'll play from anywhere. And the step by Abraham. Oh, the offload, little bit forward. But ambition from Llandovery from inside their own half.
Yeah, they say styles make fights. We've seen a strong scrum, two strong set piece, and then a power game from Ebbw Vale, and then that first transition attack opportunity. Llandovery sparking into life and being prepared to put width on it from their own half. So stylistically, we've seen really the DNA of both teams already.
Well, good defence forcing the knock on. They got it out there to Cian Abraham, who's an ambitious attacker. He's going over some old team sheets in the build-up, and he played for Wales under-20s in a game against France. And I remember them being some really good players in that French team. But then I had a look. So Louis Bielbiarri played in that game. Paul Coste, the Toulouse centre, played in that game. Baptiste Jonot, Posolo Tuolangi, Leo Carbonneau, and Emile Gailleton. And of course, Cian Abraham.
Yeah, that's why the 20s competition is so important. You see the first games of those future stars.
Oh, a little bit of cup final afters at the scrum. Well, Wales under-20s having a mixed bag of a tournament, but three actually fantastic wins. Italy away, and then Ireland and England at home. And plenty of those Wales under-20s players. Oh, it's hit the touchline! What a kick!
Big moment, big moment. First and foremost, the pack for Llandovery will be happy to strike another blow back, getting their own scrum penalty, and they're rewarded by a huge kick for distance from Johan Hughes. He was brave, and expect Llandovery to test Ebbw Vale with a driving maul here.
Well, that is a quite spectacular kick because it looked for all the world like that ball was going dead. Just a reminder that here in Llandovery, we are playing to the yellow lines, not the white lines, which has caused some confusion over the season. Llandovery coughed that ball up.
Tackle! Yeah, they'll be frustrated there. Great opportunity for Llandovery to apply early pressure, failing to secure this set piece. Great line-up steal from Ebbw Vale.
Use!
Yes, and the player will be very familiar with many people watching at home. Harry Rees-Weldon playing a part in that fantastic victory at Cardiff Arms Park for Wales under-20s over England last week. Not the cleanest of box kick clearances, so another opportunity here for Llandovery.
Yeah, second chance at it, not quite so close to the touchline. I'd expect to see Llandovery either drive this or break off the ball, and Stuart Worrell as that insert playing out into that seam between the end of the line out and the first defender. Another steal from Ebbw Vale. 0 from 2 in the red zone. That would be frustration for Llandovery.
Back foot, no!
Taylor Davis, not far off, but Ebbw Vale
3-6 step.
seemed to have got the read on his calls. 8 minutes gone here. Llandovery 0, Ebbw Vale 0, Super Rugby Cup Final. Another offside penalty, the second penalty for that particular offence, and the third penalty in 8 minutes. At what point does that become a problem?
Yeah, it certainly will be something that the leaders on the field will talk about. If you're going at this rate, 3 in the first 8 minutes, they'll end up far higher than that sort of sub-10 target that most coaches talk about with their teams pre-match. It's something that you'd expect now. Your Rodri Jones, Adam Warrens, your Stuart Worrells, your experienced players out there to be speaking nice and calm about how they fix those issues.
Well, the coaches have the best seats in the house. However, there are very few seats in the house. A great turnout tonight. The supporters littered all over the ground. The breeze has just started to pick up. And both hookers struggling with their line-outs. However, Ebbw Vale are on it, close to halfway. Rory Harris, short ball to the left. A slow ball though.
Yeah, great work from Oshan Davis in the defensive contact area there. He hasn't stolen the ball, but he's stolen time and numbers. Really effective work.
Okay, you're off your feet now, let the ball come. No.
Stuart Worrell, unlucky. Again, trying to batter up the short side. It's a lot of graft this by Ebbw Vale. And third time lucky for Llandovery. They get the turnover, competing hard at that breakdown, and it's paying off.
Not for me, no.
Big turnover there for Llandovery. Hopefully it'll give them an entry point into Ebbw Vale's 22, and they'll be looking to make better use of the line-up ball. Ebbw Vale's pack seem to have got the number so far, and I've read the movements effectively. Better strike that than for Owen Hughes, despite the fact that it's not quite as far in the corner as the last one, but he'll be happy with the strike.
Just looking down there at Adam Jones, the assistant referee today, as we see the incident that led to the penalty. Either he was running particularly quickly up the line, or there is a wind in the favour of Llandovery now in this first half. And finally, some good line-out ball and some good territory for the Drovers to work with. Excellent carry too. Lee Rees gets there. Berrien Watkins, Jamie Hughes alongside him, trucks it up on his own. Back to the short side. Kian Abraham slips away from the first, offloads beautifully. And Taylor Davis, as close as Llandovery have been. Stuart Worrell. Big opportunity this for Llandovery.
9 high tackle.
We go back for the high tackle. Rory Harris, the guilty party.
Yeah, some trademark Llandovery attack there. Go into that seam play. Rodri Jones hits that angle so effectively between the first defender out and then that tail gunner of the line out. And then a second phase the same way before returning to the short side. So a 21 play from the coaches, I would imagine, should have been something that's formed part of their analysis throughout the week. First signs of Llandovery's attack starting to grow.
Taylor Davis gets the instructions. A phenomenal season. 17 tries last year, and he's got a big opportunity. Ball tucked under the right arm, and the Llandovery pack go to work. Jack Pope doing his best.
Okay, the second is used,
but now they need to use it. And Ebbw Vale get in, get over that ball, and once again snuff out that Llandovery candle.
Yeah, those moments are so big in the context of the game. Those goal line D-sets, the maul D-sets from 5 metres out, they have a huge influence in terms of the end result. Llandovery were frustrated they couldn't convert because it's a strong part of their game, but fantastic maul defence from Ebbw Vale, both from a technical point of view, but also from an emotional point of view, refusing to let Llandovery get over the line.
Yeah, we got it. Thank you.
Luke Garrett receiving some medical attention. A lot of experience in this Ebbw Vale team. Players like Garrett, over 100 appearances for the team.
Okay, I hear you, but let's keep square all throughout.
Referee Matthew Leon just having a chat with Adam Williams down there, letting him know what he wants from the scrummage in front rows. And the fact that we've had penalties for both teams at scrum time. No, celeb spotting tonight, look. Speaking of front rows.
Yeah, Dai's son Lewis Young is part of the Ebbw Vale squad. Ball carrier number 8, so I'm sure Dai's here to support his son.
Not an easy exit here for Ebbw Vale.
Bind.
Scrum 15 metres in from touch.
Hold.
And a much more solid scrum, and that is a good carry by Ryan Jenkins.
It's a really clean exit from Ebbw Vale. Strong carry from their number 8 over Stuart Warren, who's himself a strong tackler, securing the contact area, and a clean exit with Evan Lloyd kicking a very respectable exit into the wind.
Evan Lloyd, 32 points in the Cup so far this season. Chasing down Kieran Meek, the top scorer, on 44. You'd like to think that he'll get 12 points tonight. However, 13 minutes gone. Still nothing on the scoreboard, and with it being a cup final, the longer this goes on for, the more tense it'll get. But Llandovery's line out faltering.
Yeah, that'll be a frustration in particular for Gareth Potter, Llandovery's attack coach. Some of the sequencing and the attack coaching is really imaginative. It's particularly off line-out launch play, so it'll be a big plus point for Ebbw Vale if they can deny Llandovery those entry points from line-out, because lots of their best attack from the Drovers, they originate from line-out.
No.
Well, Harris will go to the boot. Gardner gives chase, challenges, and Cian Abraham can't gather. A broken field in situations like this, Llandovery's bread and butter. Straightens up well.
Release Green.
Cameron Davis making the tackle. Evan Lloyd down. Gosh, and Davis gets rid of the first defender.
Knock on in the tackle.
Knocked on once, knocked on twice.
Easy. We just got to knock on in the tackle.
Ebbw Vale successfully disrupting Lee Rees and his flow around the breakdown, something I'm sure most teams will preview in terms of their analysis. Llandovery is how you slow that ruck speed down, and if you can't do it, how would you then look after the box of tricks? That's Lee Rees around those guards and pillars. He's so good at manipulating those first 2 defenders around the ruck, so that would be a good win for Ebbw Vale to be able to have caught him with the ball in his hands and forced that error.
Well, with that in mind, in this opening, 13-14 minutes, Ebbw Vale are working up to halfway well, but not really able to find a way out of that middle third then, are they? And despite the fact that they're away supporters, they're travelling supporters, they're making a lot of noise, they're not giving them a huge amount to cheer about at the moment.
Yeah, I made the journey from Gwent to Carmarthenshire myself today. It's a brilliant effort from a big crowd. Lots of people here from Blaenau Gwent to support a very proud club in Ebbw Vale. Great to see the stands packed here. And yeah, they've won their own penalties, but once they've got into the opposition half, then they've been ill-disciplined or erred themselves, so they haven't really been able to apply any pressure apart from that one attacking set that they had in Llandovery's half. Winning against them is a factor at the moment, so they won't be too frustrated with the scoreline as it is at the moment.
Set. Keep the binds up.
Scrum much more solid after a couple of wobbles from both teams. How is that for a carry and an offload? And Ocean Davis sends Llandovery forward. Oh, another knock on Joe Powell so close to gliding through.
Listen, we're not on the mark anyway. Number 1 is offside first, which forced the knock on. Where I am.
Now, what point
Number 1,
do you consider
offside.
points?
Yeah, cup final. If you look back at last year's cup final, I think it was a one-score game. I think between Llandovery and Merthyr, so they will count. I don't know whether the wind in this half will be a factor. Llandovery will want to spend as much time as possible down in his opposition. But for me as a coach, I think that would have been an early shot at goal if I was making the call. But Llandovery will back their attacking game, I'm sure.
Oh, it was close, wasn't it? It was one of those ones that wobbles and nearly sticks. But it's another fantastic kick for the corner and another opportunity for Taylor Davis and his pack.
It was really good, effective use of the short side from the attacking scrum, giving Adam Warren a one-on-one. His collision dominance in that carry was really impressive, really powerful. Managed to shrug off the defender, which created the momentum that Llandovery have now used to get into this promising position.
Llandovery dominating territory, and this time they hit the dart. They've got the penalty advantage. Taylor Davis on the ball. He's under a bit of pressure. Lee Rees really having a wrestle for it, and now attacks the gap himself. Lee Rees is over, and Llandovery lead.
Lee will be very happy with that. One of the most competitive players you've ever seen in your life, and the players of the coach will be really happy to get across there from the wall breakout. So much threats outside him in terms of Robbie Jones and Adam Warren. They kind of sat off the line, and he managed to scoot across and find the gap between the first forward. He was a little bit slow in his lateral movement, and he's the best at finding those little seams between defenders.
There's a lovely bit of acceleration just as he spots the mismatch.
It's that slow to fast movement that maybe the heavier guys who are better in straight lines will struggle with. It's that lateral movement, really effective, and like we said, Lee is one of the best at this level of manipulating those kinds of defenders. When he spots a mismatch, he backs himself, and deceptively strong as well. Really powerful. If you're not close enough to get Ebbw in front, he just quite often uses his hand off and slips people off. So he'll be really happy to get on the score sheet.
Try by Rees, conversion by Hughes. Llandovery 7, Ebbw Vale 0. And I think given the number of visits to the 22, that'll be relief for the hosts.
Yeah, they'd certainly be frustrated if they spent that much time in the Ebbw Vale half without coming away with any tangible rewards. For Ebbw Vale now, not a huge panic. They've spent a lot of time in their own half, so they'll go back to their own game. And they'll be now looking for a nice early clean exit to try and get right back in their opposition half. But a good opportunity to counter-attack here from Ebbw Vale from a loose kick.
It is a loose kick to Morgan Richards. One try in the cup this year for him. Gregory, big lock forward, but he's met. Doesn't try to get over the gain line too hard. It's Ian Evans, and he is dealt with. Early replacement for Dom Franchi. Took a bump to the head with his first tackle, his first contribution. A good carry for Dylan Bartlett. Experienced lock forward out there in the wide channels. It's good selective line speed by Llandovery though. But good quick ball for Ebbw Vale to work with. Evan Lloyd, Cameron Davis, outside centre in the scrum cap. A good response this from Ebbw Vale. Just as far up the pitch as they've made it, but Joe Powell, big tackle.
There's 2 successive breakdowns now within this set, where Llandovery have had 3 men in the tackle. They had a low tackler, a high tackler, and the third guy trying to contest possession. If you end up getting away with the ball, you've done a good job, but otherwise you're shortening the defensive line. So some of the decision making around the rucks that they're entering to try and steal that ball. Watching Stuart Worrell get in there again. That's the 3rd time in this set now. 3 players in the defensive compact there, so I'm sure they're targeting getting in over Ebbw Vale's ball.
20 minutes gone in the first half, just the one score. Evan Lloyd wants it, and he wants some options as well. Just off the head, so that'll be play on. Very fashionable at the moment after the Six Nations on Saturday. That doesn't help Ebbw Vale, just slows things right down. Once they get to this stage here, they need to try and find a way to stress Llandovery. Is that width the way to do it? No, it's not. It was Dylan Bartlett out there on the edge. And I think maybe Evan Lloyd was expecting a flyer.
Lots of question marks around Llandovery's defence, particularly in a disappointing loss to Cardiff a couple of weeks ago. They'll be really happy with that defensive set. Started off with a really powerful low shot of Rygbi Jones, and I think it was Roshan Davis who supported him as the assist tackler, but that was a really positive set. I'm sure they'll build confidence from that.
Well, Davis following the try as he found his arrows. Oh, that one slipped through the fingers. There's an area that Llandovery are going to have to tighten up on. Will it cost them? Pump pass from Harris.
There's no release anyway. 9 back on.
Davis. Got no one outside him. Clear out's good, but again, Llandovery committed defensively. Oh, decent offload now. Ryan Jenkins up to the 22. But it's slow ball for Rory Harris. It's Ewan Bowden. It's worked out over the top. Morgan Richards throws the dummy. Kian Abraham with a try-saving tackle. But Ebbw Vale as close as they have been. Adam Williams arrives instead. There's a snipe from 9 for Harris. Fans starting to celebrate because they think he's scored, but it's the yellow line, not the white one. A loose ball, but it's gone backwards. Llandovery defending tight. Ebbw Vale just 1 metre away. Chance for a quick response, but this, oh, it's gone backwards, says the referee.
Offside.
And then Llandovery offside.
Pillars are offside.
Well, what a sequence of events.
You were offside.
And it feels a little bit like Ebbw Vale might have got away with one there.
Yeah, I was surprised to see the referee allow that as a knock-on to play on. Really good attacking play from Ebbw Vale. I think the momentum was initially got from a show inside and then an offload post-contact which got them on the front foot, and then from there Llandovery's defensive line was shortened and they managed to pick them off on the edge. So a really good entry into the 22. Ebbw Vale are really accurate when it comes to that goal line attack, so expect them to be more clinical the next time they get that sort of pick and go game around the 5 metre line.
Joe Franchi needs to find his man. He does. Gregory goes up. Franchi takes it on, and this big Ebbw Vale pack go to work, crudely working their way forward. The backs had their way. Cameron Davis is in there. It's still in the hands of Franchi. Llandovery standing tall, but for how long? Even Rory Harris has his way, but it's still with Franchi. Joe Franchi on his 200th appearance gets Ebbw Vale back in the cup final.
Yeah, it's the DNA of Ebbw Vale. Superb driving line out to just recognise those backs, the blindside winger and the 12, both pincering in and joining them all to create the extra numbers. They're very good. It's obviously a coach thing that they know when and where to insert. They leave that ball well alone for Joe Franchi to sort of control that more from the back, but the way the 12 and your 11 enter from 2 angles give that extra weight, and they're really good at knowing when that sweet spot is, when Llandovery's defensive maul is about to creep and have their weight, and that breaks it apart. Really good try from Ebbw Vale back in the game.
Evan Lloyd from the tee to level. 24 minutes gone. Never in doubt. Llandovery 7, Ebbw Vale 7. Well, Joe Franchi is in, quite frankly, outrageous try-scoring form. That is his 5th try in the cup this season, and it's his 15th in his 18 games this season. Now, I'm sure there will be some back 3 players. I know that our friend and colleague Lloyd Lewis is always furious at the number of tries that hookers are scoring off the back of the hard work of the pack, but that is some record, isn't it?
Yeah, it just shows really how important that the driving maul is in the modern game. If you look back to last season, I think Taylor Davis had similar numbers, 17, 18 tries. Joe Franchi obviously leading at this point in the season, so it's a huge part of the game.
Right, Llandovery straight back on the front foot, bit of width to work with. But it's hard going out there, and now it's Ebbw Vale's turn to try and trap Llandovery in this middle third of the pitch. 15 minutes till half-time. Lee Rees, midfield dummy from Berrien Watkins. He'll be putting that on the highlights reel. Knock on from Harris. And it's back in. Ebbw Vale possession, little nudge in behind and just watched into touch. And that middle third is hotly contested at the moment, and it's not the area of the pitch you want to make a mistake in either.
Yeah, it's a big one, that, the middle third management. You've got two really good outside halves in terms of Johan Hughes and Evan Lloyd will be really good at recognising momentum and when to carry on playing and when to go to the foot and apply pressure. With both teams having such an effective driving maul, it's that middle third which allows the team's entry. So overplaying and being well disciplined there will be a factor, and it'll be something that both teams will have talked about.
Another line out stolen by Ebbw Vale. Adam Williams there, taking a leaf out of Berry and Watkins' book.
No, don't go in.
Tight heads throwing dummies, I'm here for it.
Stay on to.
Harris sends that one up. It's perfect on the edge of the 22, and they force the knock on. And then Berry and Watkins bundled into touch.
Kick distance was perfect there, probably 25 metres, landing just outside the 22, probably 4.5 second hang time, gave those chasers ample opportunity to get in the play pressure.
Gweld yn digwydd sawl dro, lein sgarmes, Joe Franchi yn tirio, mae'n un peth bod yn ymwybodol o'i bygythiadau, peth arall gallu stopo nhw.
Na, yn gwmwys, so o'n i'n meddwl o'n i'n neud digon, ond dath y Kevin Wyn mewn i ychwanegu bach o pwysau a wnaethon mynd drosto.
Yw'r neges fan'na, a'i disgyblaeth yn y lle cynta?
Ie, fi'n credu, mae chi delio gyda'r pwysau a wneud hwnna'n digon gloi cyn i ni cael tyfu fe rydyn ni'n mynd yn ysgarmes caled.
Jyst gael cyflyn am Lee Rees, fe ffeindiodd ffordd trwyddo yn y lle cynta, pwyntiau cynta'r gêm?
Ie, gwmwys, pan ni'n ar yr ardal iawn o'r car, ni chi'n neud yna, ond yn bwysig mlynach ni'n gwella i cael bach mwy o pêl.
Ros, diolch am nawr.
Ebbw Vale on the front foot again. Another strong carry by Cameron Davis. Oh, Sean Parry has a dart. Ebbw Vale back into the 22. Evan Lloyd looked like he was going to rip that one to the left, but Gardner picked up and dumped down. Exemplary from Ed Scragg. That's what you want your big, powerful locks to do in those positions.
Great tackle technique as well from Ed Scragg. There was such a tall guy, managed to hinge at his hip and really drive force through the grip of the opposite number.
Sean Parry, if he's not on the left, he's on the right. He loves it on the edge. It's much better by Ebbw Vale, the try scorer, Stuart Worrell. Oh, has he pinched that, Stuart Worrell? That is superb work by Llandovery to turn this over. And Harry Dole nearly gets outside, but Luke Garrett does very well. Dole would have thought that was a mismatch. But now Llandovery galloping into the Ebbw Vale half. Stuart Worrell always look like they can break from anywhere, but the extra roll kills the ball, and Ebbw Vale win the penalty.
Stuart Worrell effecting the first break unsuccessfully. We won't expect that to carry on being a 4-1 penalty targets. Most of the locks that he's involved in really effective over the ball, and that creates that transition attack that Llandovery are so dangerous from. Ebbw Vale need to make sure they win those races to attack and contact players and deal with that threat effectively like they've done so far.
He was looking inside, he was desperate for some pace, wasn't he?
Yeah, Ebbw Vale did really well with actually running back and not just all converging on Stewart as the ball carrier, but actually running with the support players and clogging up and condensing those lanes where they look for their offloads to make that a scoring pass. It was a good scramble dealer.
Well, the flags continue to wave and there's smiles on faces, but I wonder, as the clock ticks towards 80 minutes, if the scores are still that close, whether or not those smiles might turn into nervous grimaces. But it's something you said in the first couple of minutes. As they say in boxing, styles make fights. And these two styles clashing together have been absolutely fascinating. It's low scoring, but there's plenty to enjoy.
Yeah, everything's a contest. Whether it's an aerial contest, the breakdown, the scrum, the line-out, everything's really competitive. I think that makes for a really good showcase in terms of the cup final, but they're making everything a contest from both sides at the moment.
Well, this time, it's Ebbw Vale's line-out that falters.
I'm assuming we're off the first scrum, is it, lads?
Not straight, says referee Matthew Leon. Llandovery, they booked their place in this final by topping Pool A. Some massive scorelines. 40-33 against Cardiff. And then up in RGC, 61-28 wins. 50-35 against Bridgend. And then 40-33 against Aberafon. If you want entertainment, you come and watch the Drovers.
Bind.
I think the only person who won't be entertained is a defence coach.
Yeah, I think Nick Cudd will have had some sleepless nights in terms of the defence coaching, but that's why they're playing at home in this finals, because they try scoring record. Great start to play from the scrum on the left-hand side.
Sweeping forward here, Ryan Gardner makes the tackle. And it's physical from Ebbw Vale, and it's quick from Llandovery, and this is why it's exciting, because Cian Abraham steps inside. Abraham, can he get it away? Oh! One ball away from a beautiful try. But now Oshan Davis comes forward. It's behind Jamie Hughes. Oh, there's no space for Rodri Jones to get the pass away. Jack Davis was begging for it. But now Llandovery can set up camp in this Ebbw Vale 22. Ebbw Vale chasing after the breakdown.
Initial line break momentum has gone now. It's about being patient and building pressure for Llandovery and waiting until they can shorten that line again.
Franchi's over it. Has he got it? Referee says no. So Reese, he's got Nathan Hart, Berry and Watkins as options. Hughes, well, he does well. It wasn't a sympathetic pass. But he's still with the Drovers.
I'm going inside.
And the big men drive. Still 7 metres to go. Penalty advantage now for Llandovery. Little nudge into space. It's knocked down.
Number 3 offside.
And now the decision to be made. Adam Williams is offside. There are 3 easy points on offer. But do they want more?
I think Eros will be indicating that they should be going for 3 here. Interesting call to go straight for the attacking kick when they had that penalty advantage. Referees tend to reward the attacking side and go back and allow 4, 5, 6 phases before they go back to penalty. Might have been better served being a bit more patient there, but from every high risk, high reward. Great scrum start. I think there's an opportunity to give a 2v1 on the edge, which they probably ignored.
And then it did eventually make its way to Cian Abraham. Just couldn't quite get that offload away, could he?
Yeah, it was really good attack. You can expect to see Llandovery using that short side as a feature in their attacking game. Even if there's only 12, 13 metres of space, if they've got 2 or 3 attackers down there, they're happy to take those short sides.
3 easy points. Johan Hughes puts Llandovery back ahead in the Super Rygbi Cymru Cup Final. 7 minutes to go till half time. Llandovery 10, Ebbw Vale 7.
What's the time?
Well, last time they conceded, Ebbw Vale responded almost immediately. Lloyd sends that restart deep. And again, the kick just sliced slightly, so it stays in field, and Richards can field it, and he can send Jenkins forward. Good bit of old school number 8 play. You don't see it very often these days, do you? The big bull ready to charge.
Yeah, it can be very effective, but when they run it back from deep like that, they can be quite isolated from kick return, which gives low tacklers like Stuart Warren an opportunity to get on the deck quickly and then get a jackal over the ball. So if they carry back with that, they have to make sure they race to that contact area and support.
Oshan Davis slowing it down. Stuart Worrell nearly over it. Bit of space in behind, not that much space though. And a rush of blood gets Llandovery some field position.
Llandovery be delighted with that. So much of cup final rugby is about momentum, and they've just scored. They've taken the kick off cleanly. It wasn't the best kick, but it was a long one from Levis. They've chased hard up the field, forced an error. Now they're backing up with positive action, with another positive action, and they look to launch something attacking from this midfield scrum, which is a great place to attack from.
Pun? Which half are we in? Just to be clear. In the Ebbw half. Okay.
But it was important to clarify that from referee Matthew Leon, because that means that Llandovery won't be able to go for a first phase 50-22, because they'll have taken the ball back over the halfway line.
Crouch!
Llandovery have split the backs here. They've got 2 to the right-hand side of the scrum,
Set!
4 to the left.
Ebbw Vale scrum half defending high on the right, expecting to swing into the short side with an 8-9. Here it is. Numerical overload. No, they've recovered well, Ebbw Vale.
There's a good recovery, and Ryan Gardner finishing off that tackle. Lee Rees arrives again, big forwards ready to carry. Berry and Watkins, Jamie Hughes there, and Watkins goes forward. Nice ball from Rees. Hughes helps it on. Well, that's a little snipe here. Lee Rees doesn't quite get in behind, but can they get quick ball? No. Ebbw Vale can turn it over.
No.
Really well played.
Yeah, they'll be delighted with that Ebbw Vale. Somebody looked really threatening. I think Tony Davis played the top door pass. But I think the ball at the back to play to the left edge was the right option.
Yes, the ball was out. The 7 was
Lee
offside.
scooping around their guards again, but Ebbw Vale quick onto that ball. Great turnover.
Well, it's something that you mentioned before, wasn't it? If somebody like Ryan Jenkins runs from deep, he runs the risk of being isolated. If Lee Rees makes half a break like that, similarly, he runs the risk. Someone's got to be in there to make that clear out.
Yeah, to be fair, Llandovery's players will know what Lee's game is about, and they'll react organically and make sure that they're sort of quite fluid in the way they come out of their pod or their shape structure to make sure that first of that breakdown is not no surprise to them that Lee will be looking to run and manipulate those cards, but that's a race they've lost and Ebbw Vale will be delighted.
3 minutes to go until half time.
Let's clear me in this half. Clearly in this half, because we don't have 50-20. Step off.
Is there another opportunity to score before they head to the sheds? Both teams defensively have really gone after the line out. But Ebbw Vale just edging that battle at the moment. Franchi, the try scorer, has it. Harris, the scrum half, wants it. Ooh, a little dummy there. Looked for a second like Ian Evans was going flying through that gap. Ocean Davis. And it's Ebbw Vale who build. 2 minutes until half time. Rory Harris is going to send this to the skies, into the wind. That'll hang up. It's a tough one for Dole to take, but he's going to get there and get there well. Harry Dole. Held up by Williams and Franchi. But now Llandovery go to the skies, putting the pressure on Richards, who beats the first man, and he's wrestled to the ground by Roderick Jones. Again, we find ourselves in that middle third. Lloyd doesn't go to the boot this time. Oh, perhaps that could have gone to Sean Parry on the edge instead. It's another heavy carry. Plenty of options here for Ebbw Vale. That flat ball to Adam Williams. Finds himself in the centre channel. Llandovery spoiling the breakdown and winning the penalty, and away goes Lee Rees. Oh, he's furious.
Running to me, there's 2 meters there, it's not the mark.
He is furious, but Matthew Leon, stickler for the rules. And the bench watch on. Now, with the wind, is this a chance for 3 points? Yes, it is. Johan Hughes, sensible decision. This could and should be the last act of the first half. He's got 60 seconds. There's 30 seconds to go until half-time. Kicked very well this season. 86% off the tee.
We will restart.
No, confirmation by the referee that there will be a restart regardless, so maybe we're a few seconds out. Two from two so far. The early conversion of the Lee Rees try. And a simple penalty from under the posts. 40 metres between Llandovery and a 6-point lead. It's wind assisted, it's high, it's handsome, it's over. And just before the half-time break, Llandovery lead 13 points to 7. Still a one-score game. It's so important to build a score in a cup final like this. Now, how do Ebbw Vale restart this game? I thought they might have gone a little more contestable. Instead, it's knocked back into the hands of Cian Abraham.
That is half.
And Lee Rees can find Johan Hughes, and he brings the first half to an end. It's a cup final. It's a close one. Ebbw Vale chasing that first victory 27 years on from their only other cup final appearance. But at the moment, it's advantage Llandovery. They lead by 13 points to 7.
Cleffwynt sydd yn ddira ar yr egwyl ac I feddwl bod peder allan o'r 5 gêm ddiwetha rhwng y ddau dîm wedi cael eu penderfynu gan un sgôr. Mae'n argoeli, mae pethau mynd yr un ffordd. Mae'n teimlo fel final. Yn dyw Tom, mae'n frwydr mas yna.
Odi, brwydr yw'r gair, mae popeth yn ornest, boed ar y llawr, y sgarm y symudol, y llinell, maen nhw'n cystadlu'n frwd, mae popeth yn ornest, a mae'r dau dîm yn awchu chwarae.
Mae yn gystadleuaeth o gwmpas ardal y dacl, dim ddwy beth amdani. Llandovery fydd y tîm hapusa mewn mewn o ystyried y sgorfwrdd?
Wel, fi'n credu na beth sy'n bwysig ar diwedd y dydd yr sgorfwrdd yna. A sa'n credu bydd Llandovery yn becso faint byd nhw ar y blaen, ond yn sicr bydd Llandovery hapusach. Maen nhw wedi gadael cwpl o geisiau felly mas yna. Llinell ddim cweit mor glinigol a bydden nhw wedi gobeithio. Ond na, mae digon I adeiladu ar mynd mewn i'r ail hanner.
Ewn ni nôl de gael cebolog ar y lain, achos oedd e'n broblem yn gynnar yn y gêm. Gath Glynebwy, wel fe lwyddo nhw I amharu ar yr awdl yma.
Ie, mae boes da gyda Glynebwy yn ardal yma, mae Curtis Gregory'n effeithiol iawn, Jack Pope, ar un peth wedyn yr ochr arall, mae gyda chi Osian Davies, Joe Powell, Ed Scragg, digon uchder ar y ddau ochr. Bydd Llandovery'n siomedig, maen nhw heb gallu ennill y cymal cyntaf o'r llinell mor aml byddwn nhw'n licio, achos mae lot o hyfforddi ymosodol gorau Gareth Potter yn dod o llinellau ymosodol am yr arf yma yn un bwysig yn os o bydd Glynebwy yn falch iawn yn gallu tarfu ar hwnna.
Ie, rhwystredig ifan o ystyried maen nhw'n cael eu hunan mewn llefydd da ar y cae.
Ie, yn sicr, a fi'n credu mae Llandovery yn dibynnu eitha tipyn ar y platfform y lein I gael nhw ar y drod flaen a I gallu'r adeiladu momentum a fel o Tom ni sôn mae Glynebwy war y teg nhw, yn wedig Jack Pope, mae wedi darllen y chwarae yn wych a mae darllen y symudiad yn wych a mae wedi bendant wneud I waith cartre ar blaenwyr a llinell Llandovery. Ie,
mae Glynebwy yn amddiffynol wedi bod yn gadael trwy gydol y tymor, ond gall Llandovery un cyfle a pwy arall ond Lee Rees I fynd â hi.
Ie, bachgen mwy o cystadleuol fi erioed I gallu gweld na I fforddi. Bydd e'n hapus fan hyn, ddim yn gallu mynd droso o'r cymal cyntaf off y llinell, ond wrth I Lee fynd ar draws ca fan hyn, os chi'n gweld, mae fe'n sylweddoli taw blaenwr yw'r ymosodwr cyntaf, a wrth I nhw symud ar draws y ca, dyn nhw ddim mor gyflym â Lee, mae fe'n gweld hwnna cyflym I araf, a wedyn mae fe'n fwy cryf na beth mae'n edrych, a bydde fe'n trwyddo'r gap rhwng dau amddiffynwr yn effeithiol iawn.
Diffygion amddiffynol fyna Ifa, beth wneud I fe?
Fi'n credu jyst o ran Lee Rees I brofiad I gweledigaeth dealltwriaeth Mae wedi gweld y hanner cyfle yna, fel o Tom ni sôn, oedd wedi sylwi bod y blaenwyr I gyd yn mynd mewn I trael amddiffyn a atal y sgarmau symudol yna, a un blaenwr oedd tu allan y sgarmau symudol, a pwy oedd oedd y prop entyn, a oedd y Lee Rees wedyn, siwr yn lapo I gyfysig yn gweld prop entyn tu blaen a meddwl oedd e'n ffansio Johnsys a'n anunio nath e.
Dyna'r tro cyntaf ni wedi gweld hwnna.
Na, mae fe'n gwybod mae'n neud, ond hefyd yn bwysig fyna, bydde'r olwyr oedd tu fas y prop na, bydden nhw ddim di moyn troi cliniau sgwyddau mewn I helpu y prop oherwydd mae Rodri Jones a Adam Warren ar y sgellwr, mae nhw'n bwrw llinellau mor effeithiol, mae rhaid parchu nhw hefyd, so mae wedi rhoi'r gwaglen ar rhwng y ddau amddiffynwr I Lee, a mae fe digon da I weld a cymryd e.
Ond ymateb, fe welson ni ymateb Glynebwy yn syth, a neb llain, a Joe Franchi, ei 15fed cais, neb di sgorio mwy o geisiau na fe. Sut ti'n stopo hwn, Ifan?
Mae'n cwestiwn da iawn yn dywe. Wyn i'n meddwl o Llandovery I cychwyn di atal e'n dda iawn. O'n nhw gyd I ars yn sgwar, o'n nhw gyd I ars tu flaen y sgarmau symudol, ond oedd pwyll y blaenwyr Ebbw, o'n nhw wedi bod yn y sefyllfa yna tro ar ôl tro, trwy gydol y tymor falle, o'n nhw heb gael y hyrddiad cynta yna, o'n nhw heb ennill y gwrthrywiad cynta yna, ond oedd y pwyll gyda nhw, a oedd yr olwyr hefyd wedi ymuno a chwanegu i bwysau nhw, ond o war y teg, mae hwnna'n dipyn o arf gan Ebbw, a bydd Llandovery yn neud siŵr bod nhw ddim yn rhoi cyfleoedd rwydd i Ebbw fy mewn i'r dwy hugen, achos fel ni wedi gweld, maen nhw'n hynod o ddemcherus.
Dyna'r neges i Llandovery, be fydd y neges i Ebbw o Jason Strange fyna?
Sa'n credu bod eisiau nhw i fecso gormod, maen nhw'n bendant yn y gornest. Fi'n credu bydd tiriogaeth yn bwysig iddyn nhw, bydden nhw ddim yn moyn gorchwarae, fi'n credu yn hanner i hunain, bydden nhw'n moyn defnyddio gêm gicio Evan Lloyd, a wedyn creu gwasgedd y pwysau yn hanner arall. Ond fi'n credu bydd Jason Strange yn eitha pwyllog, mae'n brofiadol ofnadwy fel y fforddwr, bydd e ddim yn becso, bydd e'n rhoi pethau clir iawn i nhw gael ffocysu arno yn yr ail hanner.
Right, wel ni'n gofyn i chi adre i bleidleisio am cais symys fel arfer yn y gyngrau. Ni'n mynd cam ymhellach heno a di gofyn i chi bleidleisio am gais y cysadleuaeth. Dyma'r rhestr fer. Digon o geisiau gwych, ond falle dim syndod mae Cian Abraham sy'n mas ar y cae na heno enillodd gyda 54% o'r bleidlais. Cais o un pen i'r pen arall, fe falle oedd y dewis amlwg. Ond dyna ni. Right, wel mae digon i'ch dydanu chi dros y penwythnos ar S4C, pêl-drod a rygbi. Pêl-drod i ddechrau hwlffordd yn erbyn pen y bont nos yfory am gwarter i 8. Ni wedyn yn gweld tîm dan 4 ar 15 Cymru yn herio Portugal. Pnawn di Sadwn ac ar ôl y gêm yna mae sgorio rhyngwladol byw Cymru yn erbyn Kazakhstan. 20 munud wedi 7. Digon o rygbi i chi ar Pnawn Sadwn hefyd, gyda 3 tîm yn anelu am yr 8 ucha. Mae Scarlett yn un ohonyn nhw, maen nhw'n croesawu'r Stormers yn y gêm yna'n fyw. Pnawn di Sadwn, y gweilch yn erbyn Connacht yn dilyn y gêm, 2 gêm fyw i chi ar S4C. Cyfle i ail-weld y dreigiau yn erbyn Ulster i gêm ola nhw, a wedyn ni ar ein ffordd i'r dwyrain, Ebbw yn erbyn Pen y Bont wythnos nesaf. Ni felly yn dychwelyd i'r gyngrair a ni'n gobeithio cael eich cwmni chi ar y daith. Dyma beth sydd i ddod dros y misoedd nesaf.
O, mae pentwr o gyrff. Cais i Ebbw. Wilkins cwrs o cic i hun. O! Am gais!
Y gic yn hyfryd tuag at yr asgell. A Matthew Powell yn croesi i Pontypool.
O nhw intirio, o di ma fe. Law yn yr awyr.
Frankie Jones a Benafan yn croesi'n y gornel. Morgan Lloyd yn dadlwytho i Iwan Duggan gyda'r cyflymder.
Hwn yn edrych yn sylweddol iawn bod nhw yn mynd i fynd dros y llinell cais.
Yr ongl yna yn anhygoel, yn berffaith.
Right, cyn bod ni'n troi'n sylw nôl at y gêm yma, cyfle i sôn am falle uchafbwynt wythnos diwetha. Gweld tîm dan 20 Cymru yn curo Lloegr ar barc yr arfe a gofyn i ti am potensial y tîm. Pa chwaraewyr wyt ti yn edrych ymlaen i weld yn dychwelyd i'r gyngrair yma yn cystadlu'n Super Rygbi Cymru, reng flaen yn benodol o'n nhw'n wych nag o'n wythnos fatha.
Ie, fi'n credu bod y tîm dau gyda ysbrydoli'r genedl rili mewn amser caled i Rygbi Cymru, so llongyfechiadau mawr i nhw a'r tîm hyfforddi. Ni'n meddwl bod Harry Thomas o Llandovery a Clwb y Scarlets, o'n i'n meddwl bod e'n wych ar draws y gystadleuaeth. Harry Beddel yn y reng ôl, Harry Rhys-Weldon yn y gêm olaf llawn potential hefyd, so lot o chwaraewyr da gyda Dan Ugen. Sam Scott, fi'n credu ni mae'n rhaid ni gadw llygad mas amdano yn y dyfodol, gwych.
Ie, dyna beth ti angen ar Gymru falle ar hyn o bryd. Rheng lain llawr pwer a rheng ôl fyd, Beddel yn dod o'r dreigiau. Braf gweld e'n dychwelyd i Gymru.
Ie, yn sicr, o'n i'n meddwl, Harry Beddel, fel ni wedi gweld, 103 o dacle trwy gydol y pencampwriaeth, a os ni'n mynd ôl i'r gêm na yn erbyn Iwerddon, yr amddiffyn nath ennill y gêm un nhw, a oedd Harry Beddel yn arwen trwy y siampl, a fel capten da na'n union beth chi moyn, a o ran i'r waithau yn amddiffynol yn y reng ôl na, oedd e'n wych i wylio, a oedd e'n disgwyl fel bod e'n mynd dipyn o dalent i'r dyfodol, a mae'n gret i weld bod y dreigiau di seinog y lan.
A faint o hwb mae fe'n teimlo i'r rhanbarth, i'r dreigiau? Unrhyw siams o fe'n wara i Pwla blwyddyn nesaf?
Fi'n credu bod Pwla yn hapus gyda Ryan Jones, Evan Minto, oedd hefyd yn rhan o garfen Dan Ugen, ond fydd Harry, fi'n siŵr yn dod mewn i'r dreigiau yn gobeithio cystadlu am y crys rhif 7 i'r tîm hun, ond fi'n siŵr welon ni fe yn yr SRC hefyd, ond dim jyst y nifer o dacle mae'n neud, ond i gyflymder y lan off y llawr a edrych am y dar nesaf o waith, ond i'n meddwl yn ragorol.
A welden ni'n arall ni wedi gweld yn sgorio ar y lefel yna ac ar y lefel yma.
Ie, Harry Rhys-Weldon llawn potensial, mae'n wych yn yr awyr, mae'n fwy mowr, mae'n gyflym, mae drad yn gyflym hefyd, a pan mae fe'n chwarae gyda hyder, mae fe'n dyn caled iawn i stopio.
Ie, wyt ti'n teimlo nawr bod y cam, mae'r cysylltiadau yn gweithio, Ifan, ti'n gweithio ar y gyngrair yma yn wythnosol, wyt ti'n gweld maen nhw'n perfformio yma yn nos Iau, weithiau wneud y cam lan i'r lefel ranbarthol, a wedyn yn edrych yn gyffyrddus yn y tîm Dan Ugen.
Ie, yn sicr, wel na'i bwrpas efe, na pwrpas gyngrair yma yw creu platfform i'r chwaraewyr ifanc i gallu'r cystadlu ar y lefel uchaf, felly mae yn gret i weld, ni'n gweld sawl chwaraewyr yn dod trwy yn cystadlu ar y lefel yma, a wedyn yn gwneud y cam i fyny i'r tîm hun a i Cymru Dan Ugen wrth gwrs, felly mae bendant o ran datblygu chwaraewyr, mae'r pwrpas y gyngrair a mae'n bendant yn gweithio ar hyn o bryd.
Reit, dim lot yn gwahanu'r ddau dîm yma yn y ffeinal gyda'r tymor. Mae'n amser i mi ail ymuno yn tîm SLWB. Tom Hancock on his way to join Dave Rogers for English language commentary. Ifan Phillips sy'n cadw cwmni Rodri Gomer yn y Gymraeg.
Welcome back everybody to this Super Rygbi Cymru Cup Final. Ebbw Vale playing with the wind in this second half. Oshan Davis relentless for Llandovery in the first. Big performances from the big performers required for Ebbw Vale. Behind, but just one score behind. And plenty to work on for both teams. Llandovery, always that threat that they can go from anywhere. Ebbw Vale, that physicality that's unmatched in this league. Second half of the cup final is underway. Again, Llandovery clearing. Keep the ball on the field. A couple of the kicks have looked as though they've been miskicked, but that one very deliberate to pick up Morgan Richards and allow Ryan Jenkins to come forward. First knock on of the second half means we'll have the first scrum of the second half, and Adam Williams, well, he's knocked that one on, but he gets to do what he's best at here. His first season back playing for Ebbw Vale, having played here in his Dragons Academy days, former Wales under-20 international. Speaking of Wales under-20 internationals, Tom, heard you down there talking about Harry Beddel there, new Dragons signing. Exciting, but also great to see players coming back over the bridge, because so many have gone the other way in recent years.
Yeah, I think sometimes in Wales we like talking about the negative connotations of boys going the other way. It's great to get one of the most bright young prospects in our game back this way.
50-22 is on, needs a good bounce, but it is a good chase. The pressure on here for Ebbw Vale. And that kick stays on field. Plenty of options here for Llandovery to attack from deep. One of them is Harry Dole. Made a home here. Another one who came back from over the bridge, actually, former Worcester Warrior.
Release it, Green.
Llandovery with the first attacking opportunity. Jamie Hughes brought down by Joe Franchi. Typically all action. How much space is out there for Jack Davis? Young man on Scarlet's books. Lee Reese sends the big men in. Ed Scraggs there. The Scarlet himself. Going edge to edge here, and half a gap for Taylor Davis, who opens the cat flap. And Llandovery into the 22. Johan Hughes, big ball off the right hand for Scragg. Llandovery milk a penalty advantage. Beautifully worked out to the left hand side, and Dole checks back in. And Ebbw Vale just about stop him. Sean Parry, but not rolling away. Second advantage here for Llandovery. Beautiful chop tackle to slow that ball down. Cross field, they go. Well taken. And we'll go back for the penalty.
Great start in the second half by Llandovery. A sustained period of attacking pressure. Lots of phase play shape. They'll be happy and really delighted with the fact they've been able to feel their way into the second half with some really positive attacking sets. Ball retention was really good, and it eventually worked an opening down the left side for Harry Dole, and I thought he was going to finish. Very dangerous one-on-one attacker, Harry Dole, but well defended again by Ebbw Vale.
Back up here, is it?
Well, Matthew Leon is marching them back, but I do wonder whether or not Johan Hughes, despite the fact that they are feeling ambitious, it might be worth taking the 3 points here, because it takes them beyond a converted score in a cup final.
Yeah, I think making it a two-score game is something they'll definitely consider as being important. The change of angle now, though, might change that decision from Johan.
Those lovely hands there. And Dole, sensible decision not to go for the corner. But a sensible decision may be to go for the corner from this penalty. And the next 30 to 45 seconds will let us know if they're vindicated or not.
They are back.
Taylor Davis's darts haven't been the cleanest today, but that is better. Joe Powell goes up.
Gone through the mark backwards.
And Davis takes control. Nathan Hart joins. So does Rodri Jones. And it's Llandovery's turn to move forward.
No one out.
Taylor Davis in the armchair. Luke Garrett called off it. And these Ebbw Vale forwards, these Ebbw Vale defenders, called out, and it means that Llandovery can move forward and over and down. Davis scores, and Llandovery strike first in the second half.
Dream start for Llandovery. Early possession, lots of phase play shape to create that pressure. Pressure turns into a penalty, and that decision then to go for the corner as opposed to going for the posts has been vindicated. Really good start in the second half from Llandovery.
Well, despite the fact that they are one of the most exciting teams and they'll attack from anywhere, both of their tries coming from the set piece.
Yeah, and I think that's probably something that's overlooked, really, is how successful Llandovery have been at this element of play, and particularly last season, their ability to stop mauls at the other end and score mauls in the attacking half is a huge facet, and that's why Taylor Davis is such a frequent name on the score sheet. So really effective part of their game, and I don't think you can be successful in the modern game without that maul game, so Llandovery proving that there.
Tough kick this for Johan Hughes. 5 metres in from touch, kicking into that breeze. We'll get a good view of it here, and we'll know immediately, because the crowd will tell us they like it. So does Johan Hughes, and so do Llandovery. They're up to 20 points.
Straight and true from Johan there. Most of his time at Llandovery has coincided with Jack Bain, 15, who's a metronome with a boot. So Johan has not been the primary kicker in his time at the club, but it's a really capable goal kicker, and he'd be delighted to be able to kick a big one there. And those 2 points are really important in the context of the game.
13-point lead now. Change at scrum half for Ebbw Vale. Jonathan Evans returning from injury. He replaces Rory Harris. A good chase from Ebbw Vale, but a good securing of possession for Llandovery that allows Lee Reese to exit very well indeed.
Yeah, again, we're talking about momentum, having just scored, clean exit back in Ebbw Vale's half without wasting energy in multiple rucks. Really effective exit. On Johnny Evans there, great to see him back. He's had a serious injury, as well as Ethan Phillips, who's Ebbw Vale's 13, who's another top player who's missing from tonight. But it's great to see Johnny back. He'll have a big influence in Ebbw Vale's finish to the season. He's an experienced performer and a top level 9.
Franchi loops that one to the back, and Llandovery snaffled that without even so much as a lift. And what about this from Joe Powell? Joe Powell into the 22, galloping the big lock. What a break! And now Llandovery on the front foot. Johan Hughes takes a step. Ebbw Vale slow him down, but Llandovery pouring forward. Worrell. He's met by Cam Davis. And now Rees. Berrien Watkins in that wide channel. It's not quick, but it is effective from the big tight head. Worrell gets his head down again. Penalty advantage, all from that Joe Powell break. Bit of finesse, bit of footwork. Jamie Hughes skimmed out, but Jack Davis forced to step inside. It's good footwork from the young fullback. Now they can go wide with the penalty advantage. Intercepted.
We've got 2 options, yeah, I agree. Time is off.
But it counts for nothing.
I've got it.
Oh, and Johnny Evans has gone down clutching his ankle. He run out of ground there. And this is the last thing he wants, the last thing Ebbw Vale want. But let's talk about Joe Powell first. Fancy footwork. And is there a more graceful sight in rugby union than that of a lock forward making his way through the gears?
Galloping lock from Pembroke Dock, Joe Powell. He's a classy guy, a classy player. He's a leader for this team. He's got soft skills, but he also gets through a ton of work for the team. Really good character for this team. He's a calm, level-headed guy and a top player. Nice to see him in open field. Really hope Johnny Evans gets up from this, because tactically, if Ebbw Vale have to make an early change with 9 and he has to go off, that's going to be a really challenging tactical adjustment for Jason Strange to have to work out. Hopefully Johnny can see this through.
Well, there will be a big decision to be made. He's back up on 2 feet, which is the most important thing.
Stewie looks like he's going off there.
Oh, and this is a sad sight.
I'll give you time. I'm going to give the dugout some time now.
Gingerly putting weight on that right foot, having been, 2 or 3 minutes into a comeback that he was so excited about, that everybody was so excited about. You said yourself, after a long-term injury, it's so good to see players back on the pitch. Johnny Evans.
Yeah, it's a bit of a disaster for Ebbw Vale and Johnny personally. He's such a leader for them, such a creative force behind that powerful pack. And just in terms of the context of this game, having changed the 9 as a tactical substitution, they now won't be able to put another 9 back onto the field. So this is going to be something that Ebbw Vale are going to have to adjust their game plan with. And it'll take some smart adjustments from the coaching team to work this one out.
Well, with your coaching hat on, what would you do tactically?
You put me on the spot there. Good question. I think in terms of Ebbw Vale, the kicking will have to go off Evan Lloyd. They kick quite a lot off Johnny at the base of mauls and rucks, so that a lot of the kicking game will have to go back onto Evan Lloyd's shoulders. I'm just looking at the split of their backs now on the bench. Who you can replace him with, who's comfortable at passing from base. Normally you would adjust and you maybe put the blindside wing to play 9 or a 7 if you've got a good ball player. It depends on the makeup of your squad, really.
Well, they're bringing on Matt Jones. First appearance in the Cup for him this season. Another one returning from injury. A former Bristol Bear. Let's see where he slots into the back line. This new look back line.
Okay, time on.
But bigger problems here for Ebbw Vale. Llandovery, 2 tries, both coming from line-outs. Another line-out. 5 metres from the try line. Taylor Davis. 1 try already. And with that ball, he can start to think about another. The hooker takes it on.
That's once.
And here come the big men. Nathan Hart's in there. Cian Abraham's in there. There's an Ebbw Vale hand on Taylor Davis. But with a penalty advantage, Lee Rees. And it's not a clean gather from Rees, but it's a good ball and a good carry. Rees has another look, tipped on by Berry and Watkins. Options both ways. Oh, Jamie Hughes. It's been a great start to this second half from Llandovery. It's a nightmare for Ebbw Vale. 13 points down. They've lost their scrum half and they're defending for their lives here, Ebbw Vale. This is brutal and bludgeoning from Llandovery. Patience required by both teams. Have to be squeaky clean. Little pick up the short side. Will this one do it? Still short, but it's clean presentation. And Llandovery are over for try number 3. They are pulling away from Ebbw Vale. And Nathan Hart makes it 25-7.
I think patience was the key word there. You could hear Lee Rees over the ref, Mike, talking to the troops in terms of being patient and not trying to go for that money ball too early. Nathan Hart in particular, low centre of gravity is really difficult to stop from close quarters. It's a big moment now for Ebbw Vale. They need to regroup. Their leaders need to sort of problem solve on the field here.
Well, we've had a double blast on the referee's whistle. So for the first time this evening, I think we're going to our TMO Jenny Davis. What has she spotted here? Well, is it whether or not that was a legal clear-out?
3 reds, clear crop roll.
Yeah, I'm looking at that there. I think Berrien has lost the race there and skidded over the back of it. It's an illegal clean-out. I'd be surprised if this is allowed.
5 metre line. It's Webb. Okay.
Yes.
Captain.
I think Lee Rees is about to be delivered the bad news.
So we've got a croc roll by your number 3. It is foul play, so we're over anything else that's happened. Correct. Okay.
And a croc roll called. Not a traditional croc roll, but a croc roll nonetheless, and the score is reset to 20 points to 7.
Yeah, when you see those croc rolls around the neck or when they're dropping weight on the lower limbs of opposition, I think they tend to end up in cards then because they're trying to protect the players, and rightly so. There was no degree of danger in that from Berry and Watkins, just trying to make sure his ruck removal was effective.
Not always yellow cards either. We saw a red card. I've talked about the Under-20 Six Nations Championship, but Logan Franklin, the young scrum half, he was given a 20-minute red card for a croc roll because, as you mentioned, the body weight went on the knee of the player he croc rolled, and with player safety paramount, he was given his marching orders. 10 minutes of the second half gone. A little bit of a let-off there for Ebbw Vale. Are they able to take advantage of it? Barely had a touch in this opening 10 minutes.
No, ruck first, you're not on the
Still,
ball.
30 minutes of this cup final to go. It's Morgan Richards who stepped in at scrum half there.
Right, take back in, yes.
Not a position he'll have found himself in too often in senior rugby. Oh, and the ball was taken back in. So Ebbw Vale had to march all the way back and defend their 22 once more.
Yeah, just noticing Morgan Richards stepping into 9. He's a very utility back. He can play out at half and 15, so I've got no doubt he's got the skill set to do this. Lacking composure now in terms of Ebbw Vale, in terms of that exit being passed back into the 22. These moments now are big in terms of the context of the game. They need to get back and organise how they want to play this game and what their next action is.
Powell,
more back, out.
The target again. Not quite as clean initially for Llandovery, but now they build up some pace and pick up another penalty advantage. Worrell carried really aggressively today. Hughes opts for the chip to the post, taken by Bowden. Oh, it's about to go from
off we go.
Even bad to even worse. Jack Pope has been given his marching orders, and Ebbw Vale down to 14 without a scrum half. 13 points behind, and Llandovery go to the corner looking to put their foot on the throat.
Always the same mold.
Yeah, no surprise to see them take the option for the corner with Jack Pope off. He's been instrumental to Ebbw Vale's line out D, but also a big man who had significant weight to the maul D. So expect Llandovery to take this maul opportunity here.
to the maul once more.
We've spun on the spot.
And Ebbw Vale survived the initial assault. Lee Rees, Oshan Davis puts it in reverse for that carry. But Llandovery with big options at every breakdown. Another penalty advantage. No arms tackle this time. And discipline costing Ebbw Vale. Might be about to cost them some more. Harry Dole bundles his way over, and this time it will be Llandovery's third try.
Yeah, they've gone infield from the maul, and then they've used that short side once again really effectively. Nice square running lines, preserving the space on the outside. Literally the only thing moving right to left there was that ball. Everybody else was straying true north, and that preserves enough space for Harry Dole to wriggle over in the corner.
It's a lovely final pass to fix the defender and shift it to him.
Yeah, definitely a feature of Llandovery's game. They've got forwards who are comfortable on the ball, and that allows them to use every blade of grass on the field because they can move that point of contact. Really effective attack there. Nathan Hart, I think, delivering the final try-scoring pass, and Harry Dole strong enough and powerful enough to finish in the corner.
First miss of the day. (25-7), Ebbw Vale down to 14. Another fantastic exit kick. Luke Garrett has been replaced by Morgan Williams, and Ebbw Vale find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, Tom.
Yeah, great strike from Lee Rees there. You would see the linesman's flag indicating that he's kicking that a little bit into the wind. It's a nice clean strike, a huge exit, and another example of Llandovery managing momentum well. Ebbw Vale have become ill-disciplined in the last 10-minute period, and that's allowed Llandovery to build repeat attacking sets and pressure in Ebbw Vale's half.
And Ebbw Vale have made a change at hooker. Joe Franchi's 200th appearance is over. Ian Morris is on for him. And Llandovery throwing caution to the wind there, and looking to send Jack Davis on his way.
Line is for you, okay? Line is yours. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think a gap is better than a small gap, yeah, but... I have to set this gap a little bit more realistic for me, okay?
Oh, line out scrappy again. But it's into the hands of Morgan Williams, replacement loose head. Second season with Ebbw Vale.
Tackle!
Going to kick just a little bit too deep to compete for, and Jack Davis likes to counter-attack, and this is why Jack Davis creates the 2-1. The pass is good, the finish is better, and Lee Rees, the captain, finishes off a beauty, but the referee has chalked it off. The pass is forward.
Last pass is forward to no try.
Oh, Ebbw Vale can breathe a sigh of relief because it looked like it was a beauty from the Drovers, but a great spot from Matthew Leon and co.
Yeah, when I saw it live, I thought we might be coming back to that one. Kick loosely to Jack Davis at your peril. You watch him receiving this ball, beats two players in the middle of the park, makes it look easy. Here we go. Yeah, clearly forwards out the hands. Lee Rees will be disappointed not to get his second try of the evening. But Ebbw Vale, just a line-out delivery, a little bit messy, then a loose kick to allow that transition attack for Jack Davis. Feel sorry for them at the moment in terms of losing lots of their leadership on the field, and then those tactical adjustments at half-back.
Sorry, lads, no ball.
They're really struggling to get over that at the moment, and they're trying to force their way back into the game, but they're doing that amidst lots of technical and tactical errors, as well as the ill discipline. It's almost an impossible task. So they need to try and lay a good on good, get back to doing the basics well. That's the only way for them back into this game.
He's had a couple of Scarlets appearances, Jack Davis, this season. Played in the draw away at Benetton and then beat Edinburgh at home. Very exciting deep field runner, isn't he?
Yeah, Snake Gibbs, really good at beating players. He seems to move on the pass really well. Sean Davis, Wales under-20 scrum half, is his brother. So there's talent running in the family, and Jack has been a good addition to the Scarlets region and Llandovery over the last 2 seasons.
Well, Sean picked up a few caps in the 20s, got the start at the Arms Park last Friday night as Llandovery go after this breakdown. Ryan Gardner, who's in at scrum half, but the ball doesn't go beyond him. Then Morgan Richards in behind. Oh, it's just left behind. That's unlucky. Ebbw Vale trying to find the edge.
No, ball lifted, play on.
Well, they're looking at play here. Ebbw Vale, which has to be admired. Evans out there on the edge as well with the first. Adam Warren, vastly experienced centre defending him.
Game's just breaking up a little bit here. Ebbw Vale retaining possession for a long time. Llandovery's defensive line integrity doesn't look as good as it's been. There seems to be a bit more space out there. Long passage of play, there's some fatigued bodies.
Oh, unlucky not to get the turnover there, but no clear lift.
No, don't go in there, leave it.
Coming up to the hour. No points for Ebbw Vale. The crowd finding their voice as well. They've seen something they don't like. It does look like Richards is going to be a full-time scrum half. Berrien Watkins called out. Ian Morris arriving. This time it's Ebbw Vale who win the penalty. Little nudge in behind by Lloyd, well picked up. And the first sign of anything, any opportunity for Ebbw Vale in the second half.
Yeah, nice bit of skill there from Evan Lloyd, throwing a big dummy to try and fish out the widest defender, then dropping it on his foot as he's opened up that space in behind. Really important that Ebbw Vale, whatever they choose to do from this line-up possession,
if I've got anything coming in, I'll tell you otherwise. Meantime, back 10.
If they cough this ball up cheaply and lose the effectiveness of this entry, it'll be a big momentum swing again back in Llandovery's favour.
Time is off, yes.
Capacity crowd here in Llandovery, and so far those in Drover's colours probably the happier of the two. 20 minutes between them and another victory. It has been a remarkable few seasons for this great club. When Lee Rees went over, they believed, didn't they? That was the moment where they thought that, that the cup was remaining here. But they've had 2 tries chalked off in this second half. And even though the comeback is improbable, it is certainly not impossible. And if Ebbw Vale can get something now, then they'll start to believe.
Yeah, definitely Ebbw Vale are a tight bunch. They've got plenty of steel, pardon the pun, but they're a team that doesn't go away, and they're a team that will always stay in any scrap and any contest. So expect Ebbw Vale to keep on applying pressure here.
Ian Morris on at hooker, another man who's in good try scoring form, 7 in 15 games this season. A lot has come in this game from the line out, from the maul. Is another one coming here for Ebbw Vale.
That is once.
The backs have joined. Was it a maul? It was.
Big moment there again defensively. Llandovery, I'm sure Ebbw Vale will feel hard done by, but very big line-up maul defensive set there from Llandovery, and if they can exit clean from this, it'll be another little bit of chunk of time out of the clock that will deny Ebbw Vale that chance to get back into the game. Ebbw Vale will want to force Llandovery to exit clean and give them another launch attack opportunity in their 22 as we see Nathan Hart come off.
Hart off, Evan Sheldon on.
Time is out.
Evan Sheldon, one of those players cut his teeth in Bucks Super Rugby. Cardiff Met, in fact, back in action this week in a quarter-final. Tough one away to Bath. But them, along with Cardiff University, Swansea University, have really flown the flag for Welsh rugby in that great competition.
Yeah, he's had a good season, Evan Sheldon, coming back from...
Feels like a crucial time of the game, Jason. Feels like you really need to come away with some points here.
Yeah, you know, full credit to Llandovery when they've had their opportunities they've taken. I just feel their game management has been a little bit better than ours, and the foundations of their game is much stronger this second half. Really unfortunate with John, you know, to lose a specialist position at scrum half, but yeah, hopefully we can get something out of this, and then we can make a game of it in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, you've had to deal with a fair bit of disruption, a sim bin within 2 scrum halves. A word on John in particular, any news on him, because he's only just returned from injury?
Yeah, it looks like he's done his Achilles, which is rotten luck. We're already without 8 backs tonight, and then we lost Dom in the first 30 seconds. So, yeah, it hasn't got any easier. But yeah, full credit to the boys. They staying resilient, and you know, hopefully they can finish well now.
Jason, thanks for your time.
Well, there are 2 words you don't want to hear when it comes to injuries, and those are knees and Achilles. That is a rotten blow, isn't it?
Yeah, he's just come back from a really bad one. I think it was a shoulder dislocation, his previous injury, to follow that back up with 2 or 3 minutes on the field, and then another serious injury, it seems, with his Achilles. John's had a great career. He's played a lot of rugby over the years, so the recovery time for him now would probably be a long one, depending on the severity of that, but we wish him well. He's a top player and a top man.
We certainly do. Anyway, before that, you were telling us about Evan Sheldon.
Yeah, so Evan Sheldon's had a great first season, really, at Llandovery's impacted, a really powerful ball carrier, really looks to be dominant in any physical collision he's in. Expect to see him impact the game in 20 minutes.
So Pope, following the yellow card, has been replaced by Cameron Regan. Over 200 appearances for Regan, and they'll be hoping that his experience can help them find their way back into this game. So they're back up to 15. They've got, 17 minutes to win this game from an unlikely position. A coughing up ball like that against Llandovery can often cost you. That one pulled out of the back, and now there is space to attack. Delayed pass finds Kian Abraham. He's going to chase his own kick. Jack Davis is there too, but Abraham's going to gather. A brilliant finish to a brilliant try, and this time Llandovery will hit 30.
Ebbw Vale had a great opportunity to attack down the stand side then, just a little bit inaccurate in terms of the way they pulled the ball back and looked to play to the edge, and Llandovery, killer instinct takes over, and they capitalise on those mistakes with some great play down the right. But Ebbw Vale, they'll be really frustrated with that.
Well, it was a fantastic team try, but it took a bit of magic to make it work on the right, and Kian Abraham delivers in spades.
Yeah, I'm glad Kian made it. I was just watching the halfway line. We had Jamie Hughes and Berry and Watkins having a chat at the halfway line. The support lines weren't what they'd be expecting from the 2 big heavy front row boys, but they had full confidence in the magician from Llandovery on the right wing. Great finish from Kian Abraham. Individual try.
A job well done for the 2 props, Berry and Watkins and Jamie Hughes replaced. Johan Hughes kicked very well this evening. This is toughest kick of the night. It's another good strike. It's another good result. And again, tries like that deserve all 7 points.
Yeah, Johan will be pleased with that. Big mention to Jamie and Berrien as they come off. I heard Jason Strange there referencing the foundations of Llandovery's game. That's built a lot around the work that those 2 boys have put on at scrum and maul on both sides of the ball. So huge shift from the 2 big men. And it's great to see them being rewarded by a try for all their hard work.
It's often interesting to look at try scorers, to try and get an idea of how teams play. So you've got a hooker scoring, you've got a number 8 who's had one disallowed, your scrum half and 2 of your wingers. Kind of shows a full court performance, really.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the hallmark of the top sides, is that they've got that all-court game. They can spread the load, if you like, in terms of ball carry, line break, try scoring ability right across their 15, and shows that they can play in more than one way.
It's Adam Warren with a very direct carry. Harry Dole, he's off his wing looking for work. And Rees gets them moving again. Ebbw Vale and Gittel Jones on to replace Hughes and Watkins. Another penalty advantage and discipline. It's been so difficult for Ebbw Vale. Rees, they closed the door on him pretty quickly. Who was that? The two number 4s, Ed Scragg and Dylan Bartlett, getting to know each other a little better. It's easy to talk about penalty count and discipline, but very often those are mistakes and errors that pressure forces, aren't they? And Llandovery are forcing a lot on Ebbw Vale in this second half.
Yeah, and the more the game gets away from Ebbw Vale, the more they feel like they'll have to chase it, and sometimes that can also lead to compounding those bits of ill discipline. But yeah, you're right in what you say. It's Llandovery's attack which is forcing that pressure on Ebbw Vale's defence, which is coming up with a penalty, and then that can then translate into field position and entries into the game. Oh, Llandovery going quick.
With the ball inside for Dole. And I think they've realised that tempo is the key to this game. Move this big Ebbw Vale team around.
The players pinned him in.
Lewis Young is on there wearing number 20 for Ebbw Vale in defensive duty. That is a serious shot in midfield. Again, loose ball, but this suits Lee Rees. If there's any broken field, he'll be able to take advantage.
Knowing the player with Lee, you can probably see that the scoreboard now and the time on the clock, I think we'll probably see the introduction of a really promising scrum half in George MacDonald. So I think Lee's probably making the most of his final few minutes on the field, and he's doing whatever he feels like, and it's very effective.
So there are some shots coming in here. Sean Parry on Worrell. And one thing you can guarantee from Ebbw Vale is that they won't take a backward step. Oh, the offload goes to hand. Was there a knock on? Does it matter? Ebbw Vale so close. Hughes, Jones, oh, Ian Evans stops the attack, but Llandovery with their foot on the throat, looking to disappear over the hill and far away to Cup glory.
You pulled him off, you pulled him off.
Oh, Lewis Young thought he turned it over, then has to get out of the way. Two big men latch. Ebbw Vale, whose clean break started all this. He's going to be the next to go. It's good chop tackling from Ebbw Vale, who forced the penalty.
Yeah, got to arrive, painted a more positive picture for the referee there. Llandovery straight off their feet, stealing that ball and preventing a contest. Good passage of play for Llandovery. If you look at Oshan Davis and Joe Powell, both within that, both really adept at using their hands and ball manipulation to give themselves a 1v1. And what that often does with their long frames is to be able to penetrate holes in the defensive line and get a 1v1 and get their hands free. So lots of good little cute details in Llandovery's attack there, which are giving them those front foot carries.
Yeah, let's make it now.
Another landmark for a legend in this part of the world. Jack Maynard enters the fray for the 200th time in Llandovery colours.
200 games for Jack, and I don't know the figure, but I know it's thousands of points as well for the club. He's been a key component in the success. I think he was playing in that original 2016 Cup Final win, played again last season in the second spell at the club. He's been instrumental in the success of this club over the years, a points machine off the tee.
Had a special haircut for the night as well, hasn't he?
Special is one word we could use to describe it, and Jack is not short of a bit of confidence in expressing himself.
Llandovery rolling the bench now. George MacDonald entering the fray. Another one who's been playing in Bucks Super Rugby, actually, with Cardiff. And someone who you've highlighted as a very talented young man.
Yeah, Lee Rees has been, I think, 400 plus games. We talked about other experienced players on the field, but I think he's played 400 odd games. I might be wrong with the number, but it's not far off that for this club, which shows really that he's been the number 1-9 over a sustained period. And I know Lee Rees himself, which is praise indeed, thinks a lot of this George MacDonald. So expect George to continue on and take over the mantle from Lee Rees in the coming years. Real live wire, running threat, sound game in terms of basic skills, but exciting prospect for sure.
And Gavin Williams has come on at hooker as well. So an off-the-ball tackle. Ebbw Vale pick up the penalty. 10 minutes to go. But surely now playing for no more than pride.
Yeah, Jason Strange earlier referenced the backs missing. I really feel for Ebbw Vale. They've got some high-quality players who are not out there on the field. Harry Rees-Weldon injured following the Wales 20s campaign. Ethan Phillips, Johnny Evans obviously lost their 9 early on. Dom Franchi in the first couple of minutes. These are key players, but also key leaders for Ebbw Vale. So I'm not surprised to have seen them sort of maybe lose direction. Proud bunch will keep on fighting, I'm sure.
Ian Morris finds his man. Is there a try in this second half for Ebbw Vale? Oh, there could be here. This is good work, positive work. The forwards making their way towards the line. Still 1 metre to go. Half a metre. Matthew Leon has a look. Llandovery say held up. Ebbw Vale not so sure. Jenny Davis is going to have to help with this decision.
Okay, lads, at the point that we've blown the whistle, I've lost sight of the ball. The ball is completely short of the line, so it's green. No, because it would be over. It would be goal line, but it's clearly... The ball's collapsed, the ball's dead. So it's our ball? Correct. Scrum. Let me explain. Let me explain. But I'm trying to explain. It's gone down, it's become unplayable. I've then blown the whistle, so it is actually a turn. Yeah, I know what I've said, but I'm clearly wrong.
Well, they say it's not worth having a conversation with the referee, but sometimes it is, because Llandovery have got Matthew Leon to change his decision there. He's given the original scrum to Ebbw Vale, then Llandovery have asked, is the maul dead? The referee has said yes, so they've asked the question, is it our ball? And he said, yes, it is.
That's a cute little bit of leadership then from the experienced players on the field, and not doing it in a forceful way, but asking a question just to plant a seed in the referee's mind. So a cute bit of gamesmanship there from Llandovery. I can understand Ebbw Vale's frustration.
Sheldon, wearing number 19, packing down at number 8. And that's been a feature of this game, isn't it? I think both teams have managed to spoil that maul as it's heading towards the try line. And George MacDonald just stays in field, taken by Jones. Good bit of footwork from Jones and hits the afterburners. Turned over and Sheldon's on it again. Lewis Young off his feet. Oh! 200 games and one less rib. Jack Maynard gets emptied.
Yeah, I think Llandovery have done that kind of thing well tonight. There was a long kick there from George MacDonald. Okay, it didn't go out, but they made sure that the chase line got that first ruck around the 10-metre line. It's better than poking the ball out 5 to 10 yards and giving Ebbw Vale another line out. So the kick distance has been effective from Llandovery, and it's just helped them relieve pressure when they've had those deep exit rucks.
Well, that little bit of breeze that we had for the first 50 minutes or so seems to have completely died down. I mean, huge credit to Jack Maynard. He has worn that very well because it was a great shot.
Yeah, don't let the haircut deceive you. He's tough, Jack, both in attack and defence. He can ride those, and he'll keep on coming all day.
Williams. Oh, he's overthrown that. And spirals from forwards at the back of the line out. Chop that up and put it on the highlights reel. Llandovery have just looked to run Ebbw Vale off their feet for this second half. And they're closing in a Super Rygbi Cymru Cup victory.
Plenty of numbers to play to on this long edge if they see it.
Oh, Sean Parry. The Canadian international has tackled really well in this game. But there's a gap up the middle here. Great strength, great pace. The kick out wide for Harry Dole. Needs a bounce. Finds its way to Oshan Davis. Davis! Right place, right time. Great try. Llandovery cutting loose and enjoying themselves on their way to glory.
Yeah, loose bobbling ball from the ruck, really well picked up by Rhodri Jones, and using that fend of his to go through on a line break 1v1. Great vision for him to see the deep left kick space that was on, but the most impressive thing then was the energy and the commitment of the Llandovery support attackers to get in the frame and support the line break. There was 3 or 4 of them who could have scored there, really getting in and around that ball.
He saw the space on his blind side really well.
Yeah, really intelligent rugby player, Rhodri. Another one who's played, I think, maybe 260 odd games here at Llandovery. Very, very experienced player, but also a really wide skill set in terms of catch, pass, kick, run. He's a triple threat player, and he's been successful at this level of the game for a long time now.
Is there anything quite like the smile for Oshan Davis when he realises he's going over and there's no one going to stop him? And it's Jack Maynard who takes on kicking duty for this one. Makes it look easy. 39-7. Well, another look at this. The kick into space. I said it needed a bounce, but they had all bases covered, didn't they? So many quality options. Well, 3 minutes to go, and it's been pretty much a perfect second half from the Drovers.
Yeah, I really feel for Ebbw Vale in terms of the way things have conspired against them, but at the same time, Llandovery need to be applauded for the way they've approached the second half.
Oh, out of the back door and nearly forward, but not quite. And the referee spotted a knock on there.
Yeah, I think it was around the back pass of Adam Warren which caught his teammates by surprise, and I think there was a knock on before the third player regathered, so I think it's the right call there from the referee. But Llandovery expressing themselves and enjoying the rare luxury of having a little bit of time on the clock and knowing that they've won the game.
Well, Rhodri and Ivan doing the Welsh language commentary are about to let us know who the Seren again is, and I think that might be a spoiler. I was going to ask you before we get the overall decision, who would yours have been? But it's gone to the captain, Lee Rees. Another fantastic game. And a big smile to match.
Yeah, he'll be high on life tonight, Lee. One thing I will say, he's the most competitive guy, and the big games really do it for him. I think he's 34, 35 now, Lee, but anytime there's a big occasion, you know you're going to get that competitive spirit from him. I'd agree with the boys, he's been superb and one of the best performers, but honourable mention for me really for Joe Powell and Oshan Davis, who I think have been superb in the Llandovery pack.
Set!
Well, George McDonald, he's got 90 seconds to make some magic in this game, and Llandovery, they're not done yet. With this game going as it is, they'd stay out there and play all night.
Advantage within a metre. Within a metre, play the 9.
A little knock on there and playing the 9, George McDonald. Oh, what should have been such a huge occasion.
Within a metre, play the 9.
Such a massive opportunity for Ebbw Vale has ended up being an incredibly frustrating night. The odds were stacked against them from the moment Dom Franchi went down on his 150th appearance. It was a head clash, nothing he or his teammates could do about it. They lost him, they lost Johnny Evans when he came on after that long layoff from injury.
Let me know in time, Jack.
The yellow card. They'd already replaced Rory Harris. And then Morgan Richards steps in at scrum half, but against a team with the quality and the desire of Llandovery, who are just on the crest of a wave, closing in.
Let's go.
On their 4th trophy in 3 years. They'll be the first to lift this beautiful piece of glassware as well. The Super Rygbi Cymru Cup. And with the clock in the red, they'll fancy another one. Contest between these two teams have been so close over the years, but this has been a blowout.
No hands, green, let the ball come.
I'm sure Llandovery will say it's their performance of the season. George McDonald up the short side. Jack Maynard throws the dummy and scrambles into the 22. Oh, and off the ball. Llandovery a bit too cute for their own good there, but McDonald finds the short pass. He's there again, George McDonald. He's got Jack Maynard. Still playing with an advantage. Another advantage now for the high tackle. Harry Dole. McDonald's there again. Ball goes forward, but it'll be another penalty. And if Jack Maynard goes for the posts here, I'll buy you all dinner.
Okay, time is yours, yes. Play tap. You have to tap first if you want to kill it.
And Jack Maynard, his final contribution on his 200th appearance is to send the ball dead. And Llandovery are the Super Rygbi Cymru Cup champions. Lee Rees got the ball rolling. He scored the first try. He was the setter in the game. And what was a fascinating contest in the first half was a one-sided victory dance in the second half. It is a 4th cup win for Llandovery that takes them to 5th in the overall record, ahead of Newport, ahead of Bridgend, ahead of Swansea. For Ebbw Vale, it just wasn't to be. The odds were stacked against them from the beginning. Their 2nd cup final in 27 years ends the same as their first one, in defeat. The full-time score, Llandovery, the champions, 39. Ebbw Vale, 7.
Diolch yn Laura. Na, ymuno gyda fi, mae seren y gêm a mewnwr Llandovery, Lee Rees. Lee, siwr nes ti mwynhau yna, boi?
Mae'n teimlad o bennig to, i ennill y to, 2 blwyddyn. Mae'n teimlad anhygoel i bron, so we're just more proud of boys o 1 i 2 i 3 o pawb yn arbennig heddiw.
Oedd hanner cynta na, oedd Ebbw yn bendant i wneud chi weithio amdano, oedd falle y lein ddim quite yn mynd mor gywir a wych chi moyn, ond yn yr ail hanner na, pa mor bwysig yw bod chi'n cael blaenwyr sy'n rhoi chi ar y drod flanau, i'ch chwaraewr ti i gallu'r agor beth lan. Mae
Ebbw yn tîm arbennig, maen nhw'n cyfforol iawn, mae'n workload nhw'n arbennig, maen nhw'n cant o amser, so mae'n wastad yn gêm rili galed. Yn y hanner gynta, ni'n credu ofyn i'r squeeze nhw tyma bach, a nhw mas o egni, a yn y hael arner, fi credu oedd y boys yn step o lan, couple of gears, a fair play o bawb yn outstanding Ebbw.
O ran dathlu yno, oes golf i fod wari?
Mae sgol fi fyna fod i'n y coleg, so rhaid i fod yn falus hwnna, ond gobeithio cael couple of pints nawr.
Lee, diolch yn fawr ti boi. Diolch, joio'r noswaith, diolch yn fawr.
Wel, dim ond 1 diwrnod ysgol sydd â fe cyn y penwythnos, ond Rodri Gomer fan'na'n sôn am dre fach y Porthmyn. Mae'n tymlo'r adegau fel bod y dre fach i gyd yn dod i gefnogi'r tîm. Mae'n golygu gymaint a nhw'n hollol heddiannol heno.
Maen nhw'n gymuned sy'n cefnogi'r clwb, maen nhw'n dre sy'n cefnogi'r clwb, lot o bobl a lot o emosiwn a teimlad tuag at y grŵp yma o chwaraewyr a fforddwyr. Fe'n cytuno, mae fe'n teimlo fel bod y dre i gyd yma, a dre i gyd tu ôl iddyn nhw.
7-1 ar ôl hanner awr, oedd hi'n dyn ar ôl 20. Be oedd y prif wahaniaeth i ti yn yr ail hanner?
Mae rai ni siarad amdano anafiadau Ebbw a'r ffordd nath hwnna atal llif chwarae nhw. Hefyd nath e sicrhau bod dim lot o arweiniaeth tu ôl gyda nhw. Colli Johnny Evans ar ôl i nhw'n neud y newid yn mewnwr. Dom Franchi fel welon ni'n mynd off yn gynnar, ond fel wedodd Lee Rees fan yn y cyfweliad, o'n i'n meddwl oedd e'n gêm dyn rili geidwadol yn y hanner cynta, ond oedd yna i gyd yn mynd â egni ffwrdd o Ebbw, a mwy oedd yn mynd mewn i'r gêm, a mwy oedd ti'n gallu gweld Llandovery yn rhoi pwysau ac yn lledu'r bêl tyma bach yn fwy, a Ebbw just ffili quite dal mlaen iddyn nhw. Taylor
Davis oedd y cais cynta, welson ni yn yr ail hanner yna. Falle jyst yn dangos ei bwriad. Ifan, yn syth o'n i'n clywed Rodri Gomer yn gweud mae'r bachwyr yw sef roc newydd y byd rygbi, ond mae hwn 17 cais llynedd a mae'n parhau sgorio leni.
Ie, yn sicr, fi'n credu yn enwedig yn dod allan o'r ail hanner na, oedd y bwriad na yn sicr yn bendant o'r dechrau. Mynd yn syth am y cornel, oedd y triffwynt na, a mewn gemau gwpan, mae pob pwynt yn cyfri, ond oedd yr ymdrech wedi dwy'n ffrwyth yn erbyn diwedd yn mynd am ysgarmau symudol. Oedd y cred na gyda nhw bod nhw yn gallu gael y gorechafiaeth yn yr agweddau tyn na a pob clod i Llandovery nath e dod nôl a oedd y canlyniad yn un da.
Fi'n credu na Llandovery pethau bach fel yna'n dda iawn trwy'r nos. Just cymryd mewn yr hanner amser, cic y triffwynt, dod nôl mas yn yr ail hanner, dechrau'n gryf, a pob tro nhw'n sgori, ond nhw'n delio gyda'r kick-off, a wedyn nhw'n cael tiriogaeth nôl yn syth, ond nhw'n just gwneud pethau bach syml yn dda, a wedyn dar ôl dar, mae fe'n adeiladu momentum, ni'n meddwl nath yn dda iawn.
Taylor Davies, dim ond yn 29, lot o potensial dal i ddod gyda fe, a wedyn Harry Dole yn adeiladu ar y sgôr na, oedd y pwysau'n ddibaid?
Do, yn sicr, oedd y pwysau yn ddibaid yn erbyn diwedd a tro hyn just y gweledigaeth gan Lee Rees yn mynd nôl i'r ochr dywyll, falle ddim wedi cael y gorechafiaeth yn o moyn o'r cymal cynta na yn mynd nôl o'r ochr dywyll, ond wedyn y trafod gan y doi dyn yn y rengol yn sythu'r llinell, yn dal y bel yn lan a trosglwyddo y bel allan i'r ysgellwr. Nhw'n gwybod o Harry Dole, mae lle gorffen ceisiau, ni wedi gweld e'n neud y tro ar ôl tro, nhw just moyn gael y bel yn ei ddwylog a war y teg nath e gorffen y cais na'n dda iawn.
Reit, wel mae tlws gyntaf tymor ar fi'n cael ei chodi, felly mae'n bryd i ni ail ymuno a'n tîmau sylwebu.
What a cup run this has been for Llandovery. Listen to these results. 40-33 against Cardiff. 61-28 against RGC. 50-35 against Bridgend. 40-33 against Aberafan. Everyone a high-scoring battle. But they saved the best until last. 39-7. It was a tough and rough night for Ebbw Vale, but the glory and the glassware will go to Llandovery. The most successful period in the history of the club. 4 trophies in 3 seasons. The 4th time they've lifted the Welsh Cup. And this one on home turf might taste the sweetest of all. Lee Rees, the captain, the Serena game, the try scorer who got the ball rolling. A night to remember for the Drovers. WRU President Terry Cobner will present the trophy. And Ebbw Vale will lick their wounds, and they'll be back again. So much to love about their team, about their season, but the night and the glory belongs to Llandovery. Lee Rees, well, he's going to have to be gentle with this one, isn't he? Because Llandovery are the Super Rygbi Cymru Cup champions. It might be the 4th trophy they lifted in 3 seasons, but everyone celebrated, and celebrated in style. A special group of great players and great friends who are creating great memories in this particular part of Wales. And that performance, that victory, that cup run and that trophy will live long in the memory in this part of the world. Llandovery are the Super Rygbi Cymru Cup winners in 2025.
Diolch yn fawr, Rodri. Na i ofyn i ti yn gyntaf, Tom. Lot o'r boes fan'na ni'n gweld wedi tyfu gyda'i gilydd trwy'r clwb a wedi cael ei gwobrwyo heno.
Ie, lot o boes brofiadol yna sydd wedi chwarae llwyth o gemau gyda'i gilydd, ti'n meddwl cannoedd, really, o ran boes yn y canol fyna. Lot o boes a profiad o chwarae gyda'i gilydd a wedi tyfu lan yn chwarae dros y clwb.
Joe Franchi nawr yn ymuno â ni. Commiserations, Joe. And it felt like nothing seemed to go your way out there.
Yeah, just one of those days for us, unfortunately, you know, from the first 30 seconds with Don, obviously having a bump to the head and having to go off, and then we're sort of scrambling then. I think first half, really, I thought we were in the game, you know, really I thought that wind was probably a 10-15 point win, being 6 points behind, we weren't worried at all. But then second half, probably how much we defend that first half showed in our legs a little bit. We probably overplayed a bit in the middle third, first half as well, second half of that first half, and we just didn't really play the territory that we should have done, really, with the wind that we had behind us. And like you say, a couple of things not going our way, bounce the ball, it's hard to get momentum then, especially on a surface like this, when you know, you make an error and then it's quick ball and they can get behind you pretty quickly and then you're scrambling. But you know, I thought a couple of our boys really stood up today. I thought Sean Parry was outstanding, you know. Just unfortunate with injuries, like you say.
You mentioned about the quick ball. Obviously, Llandovery, they live off that speed of ruck. They want that speed of ruck to be high tempo. How difficult was it to try and slow that ruck down, especially in that second half?
Yeah, I think first off we did a decent job, and I'd have to watch it back, but I thought, you know, we had a couple of times where we were on the ball and maybe we weren't sort of given the rewards that we should have had. But like you say, you've got to pressure the ball, you've got to be making dominant tackles against Llandovery, because like you say, as soon as they start getting behind you, they get front foot ball. They're the best in the league probably at them turnover in those lightning moments, at capitalising, and fair play to them today. They were clinical, you know, every opportunity they had. As soon as we missed a tackle and they got behind us, it was the minimum they were getting was a penalty, if not a try.
And without a doubt, like, you and your brother embody the spirit of this club. The result takes nothing away from that. Still a special night in front of great travelling support.
Oh yeah, you know, I would say we've got the best support in the league. You know, they're fantastic. You know, probably having to finish early today. You know, paying hard-earned money to come up and watch us and support us in their, you know, 2-3 buses we had up here today. It says it all about how much the club means to the community, and you know, the boys feel that. We just disappointed we couldn't really get the result from tonight, but you know, we still got plenty to play for in the league, and we'll be going for that title this year, no doubt.
And we look forward to seeing you in the league next week. Diolch yn fawr, thank you very much. A na i ddod o Euros mewn, Euros pedwerydd teitl mewn 3 blynedd. Be mae hynny'n golygu heno?
Mae'n gret, nid y get drawn yn special i fyd, ond perfformiad ail yn arbennig yn un haiddi ennill.
Y boes falle wedi dangos y profiad, maen nhw wedi bod mewn sefyllfaoedd tebyg o'r blaen?
Ie, fi'n credu yna, oedd yn bwysig, creuwyr big players ni'n wan yn dda, a wnaeth o Lee Rees yn arbennig un o'r arwain o'r blaen, a ni'n meddwl yna rheolyn ni'r gêm, a ni'n haiddi'r buddugoliaeth.
Mae'n llwy reolaeth o'r hanner. Ni'n mynd i cael cipolwg ar cais gen Abraham. Erbyn y pwynt ma, o ti yn gallu ymlacio, isen nôl?
Ie, hwnna'n neis, hwnna'n digwydd yn aml, ond na, oedd yn gret. I boys wedi dangos beth yw'ch chi'n neud, war y ffordd ni wedi sgwar y gêm, a perfformiad arbennig yna, so special.
Lot o geisiau gwahanol, lot o bobl yn sgori ceisiau ar draws y tîm yn dangos bod gyda chi mwy nag un arall y chwarae, hapus gyda'r ffordd ydych chi rannu'r llwyth?
Ie, yn gwmws, ond hefyd y bel o'n ni lot yn wych un o. Y gêm y diwetha ni gormod o ceisiadau erbyn ni, ond yn bwysig bod e'n ddiffyn i cryf un o'n arbennig.
A lot o boes i ddod nôl fyd Euros, ni'n gweld lot o boes tîm Dan Ugain Cymru yn cael wythnos off, yn ni'n siarad am Harry Thomas yn dod ni ar yr egwyl. Faint o potensial sydd fyna?
Mae Harry yn dangos dros y wythnos oedd y diwetha pa mae dda mae fe. Bydd yn gret i cael yn ôl mewn dyn ni yn wythnos nesaf. Mae hwnna'n bwysig i ni, a cael y cydbwysedd y garfa, mae hwnna'n bwysig i ni. A profiad o boes fel Lee Rees a Adam Moran, a rhywun y boes ifanc yn trwyddo, sy'n George MacDonald yn trwyddo, Evan Sheldon yn trwyddo, a Harry ac yn y blaen.
Oedd dipyn o bwyslais ar blaenwyr a pac Llandovery yn dod mewn i'r gêm yma, ond pa mor falch i chi i weld bod eich blaenwyr chi di mwy na lai gael y goruchafiaeth erbyn diwedd y gêm, a rhoi chwaraewyr fel cyfle i chwaraewyr fel Lee Rees, Harry Dole.
Yn gwmws, a na, fel yn uchyn i'r gêm, oedd yn bwysig bod ni'n delio dy hwnna, a wnaethon ni'n wyna'n dda ran fwy o'r gêm.
Erioed wedi colli ffeinal?
Na, mae'n neis yna, cad ymlaen.
Rhaid, diolch yn fawr Euros.
Diolch.
Pob hwyl, welwn i chi'n hwyrach yn y tymor, nôl yn y gyngrair. A dwi'n meddwl mae'n werth just trafod Llandovery yn fer. O'n nhw'n wych, o Llandovery yn wych yn yr ail hanner yna. Faint o broblem oedd e colli mewn o'r? Y safle gweithau golli ar y ca, o ystyried arbenigedd y ffordd maen nhw'n arwain gêm ymosodol?
Yn sicr fi'n credu bod e a Yn anffodus i Glynebwy a flam o pethau mynd. Wyn nhw wedi cael ei llethu gyda anafiad heno, colli Fransi yn ganol ca yn gynnar iawn, a mae fe'n rhoi Glynebwy eitha tipyn ar y drod flan, a hefyd colli mewnwr, mae fe'n dipyn o glatchen, ond yn anffodus i Glynebwy flam ar rygbi mynd, ond mae rhaid chi hefyd camol Llandovery. O'n i yn meddwl o'n nhw'n wych, o'n nhw'n glinigol iawn, oedd chwaraewyr profiadol di rheoli'r chwarae yn wych, ond na, fi'n credu bod Llandovery yn wir heiddi y fuddugoliaeth.
Right. Wel, ys ddim yn brys i adael, os e? Chi'n mynd am pwynt?
O, gael un bach siwr.
OK, digon o rygbi ddod dros y penwythnos. Pêl-drod i ddechrau. Nos yfory Hwlffordd yn erbyn Pen y Bont am 7:45. Portugal sy'n herio Cymru pnawn dydd Sadwrn. Y gêm yma i gyd yn fyw, a wedyn Cymru Kazakhstan ar ôl gêm na am 20 munud wedi 7. Rygbi hefyd ar eich cyfer chi, 2 gêm fyw pnawn dydd Sadwrn. Fi yn Llanelli wrth ysgadled herio'r Stormers, y Gwylch yn syth ar ôl y gêm na yn croesawu Connacht. Ail ddangosiad o gêm y Dreigen erbyn Ulster, a wedyn ni yn Glynebwy wrth iddyn nhw herio Pen y Bont, a gobeithio taro nôl wythnos nesaf. Ond heno, wrth gwrs, y dynion dir sy'n gadael Llandovery yn waglaw nhw a'i cannoedd o'i cefnogwyr nhw. Ifan, Tom, diolch yn fawr am eich cwmni i chi. Llandovery, fel wedes i, erioed wedi colli ffeinal, a fydden nhw yn gobeithio ac yn hyderus mai nid dyma'r ffeinal ola fydden nhw'n ennill eleni. Welwn i chi'n fuan.